And happy Tuesday, everybody. Hope everybody's doing good. And if you can't see it on your screen, we've all been fucking outdressed by OJ today. He's fucking rocking Vestimenta in style right now. So we're going to go ahead and get things going. But before we do, I'm Zoo. I go by many names, such as who the fuck does he think he is? But people call me Zoo. People call me Swit. People call me Flipping the Switch, Monganzoo, whatever the fuck you want to call me is fine. I'm going to go ahead and take it over to my guests, let them introduce themselves, and we got some stuff to talk about. But I guess we'll start with, to my left, we'll go ahead and introduce him. Doesn't need an introduction, but we'll go ahead and get that going anyway. OJ, tell them who you are, tell them what you do, and most importantly, tell them what the fuck are you drinking tonight?
I'm just the guy. I'm here to talk, get some stuff cleared up, and then move on. But yeah, I'm just the guy. He's just
a guy. All righty. To my right, same thing. Go ahead and introduce yourself. Let them know who you are, what you do, and what the fuck you're drinking, man.
Well, I'm the Angry Vigilante, and right now I am currently drinking a coffee because I just woke up 2 hours ago.
So again, I forgot to tell everybody what I'm drinking, which is also a common caveat of these things. So I am currently sitting here sipping on my drink of choice this week, which is basically El Dorado 15-year rum, dredged in Diet Coke for reasons. So
nice. I forgot to say what I'm drinking. I am drinking water. I have a nice water here.
White water is always good. Water is the stuff of life, and coffee is the stuff of energy. You have to have both. So I'm down with that. So, all right, the reason we're all here is we got some stuff we just want to kind of get off our chest and see if we can't clear the air on a few things here, and maybe all be friends. And if we can't all be friends, at least we can kind of learn some perspective from one another. So, who wants to go first, and who wants to start things off for us here tonight?
OJ can go first.
Angry, I think Angry should go first since I'm pretty sure you tagged me, Angry. I didn't see it until what's called. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to say anything. I ignore 99% of your stuff. Like I said, I'm not trying to be mean. But I don't watch. I don't listen. So sure. I didn't see anything until until Flipping the Switch wrote something. So then I saw, oh, looks like you were angry about something that I said. So go ahead, let him. You can go from there, and then I can respond.
Yeah, let's clear the air on that. It's a good place. So what we got?
If I do a video on anybody, I always tag them. Just what I always do. But you, in that live stream where I tagged you, you were running your mouth again about me, saying that I'm a liar, I'm disingenuous. So I sat here and decided to do a Twitter post because there wasn't really enough to react to on it.
Okay. So before we start with that, I want to try to get this moderated as soon as possible, and I want to try to avoid. I'm gonna play a little bit of pop psychologist here. I want to try to avoid language that specifies an emotion or specifies an intent, because we don't necessarily know intent. So when you say running mouth, like OJ said something on a live stream about you and mentioned you in a live stream,
yeah,
and that's what caused you to do that. Okay, just want to make sure we're starting from neutral language, just because it helps things out, guy. Again, junior moderator, what a shot.
Yeah, if you feel that way, Angry, I'm sorry that you feel that way, man. Like I said, I'm my bad on that one if that's the case. You do make a lot of videos on people. Your whole chat, like I'm not even trying to even pass blame on you, man, but your whole chat shits on people all day. You don't know who's seen that. You don't know who's seen that. You don't know who's looking at that type of stuff, but that's pretty much your brand. And you know what? And that's completely fine, man. But if you felt that was a low shot, or if I went low or whatever the case is, I'm sorry about that, man. Honestly.
Okay. I mean, I got really nothing else to say to that part.
Okay. Is there anything else anybody wants to talk about?
I had a problem with you sitting here calling out my parents and my wife.
I don't recall calling out your wife. I don't recall anything saying about your wife. I don't know who your wife is. I also don't know who your parents are, so I don't recall saying anything specifically about your parents or your wife. And I didn't even know you were married, to be honest.
I told you in the debate we had that I was married.
I did not remember in the debate that you said, and I don't recall that, and I did not remember.
And you also, and I have videos up to show that you were talking about my parents and my wife. You said that no woman you said the only woman that would be with me is a low quality woman.
Yeah, I was saying that.
Sat here.
Oh, I was just saying that just in general. I didn't know that you had a wife. I didn't know that. And once again, if that was the case, then I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry that it came out that way, because once again,
so that
there's a lot of things that happened.
That wasn't a specific jab at a specific person, basically.
No, because I didn't even know that he was married. I don't recall even remembering that was the case or whatever. I did remember saying something along the lines of, oh man, how can someone, like, I'm questioning how someone is raised if this is what they're going to end up doing. You know what I'm saying? That's what I recall saying. And like, if they're acting a certain way because of the way that you act on your channel. Like I said, I'm apologizing, but let me give you the reasoning. The reasoning was, if you go on your channel after we had our first debate, right? We go on the channel, in the comment section, your own people, okay, not my people, but your people are lighting you up about how you lost the debate. And instead of just saying, hey, you know what? Hey, it is what it is. All you did was make a million excuses to shit on me in there, saying, no, you didn't. He needed help. He needed this. He needed that. And you forgot to add that you're the one who that was okay with me and Prime both going into the debate. You never added that you said it was okay, and you wanted both. You were okay with both of us being there. You left that part out, but you had no problem having it shitting on me after our debate, for lack of a better term, and saying that. So I saw that as a little bit like, man, this guy is really, really bitter over what happened there. So that's the reason. That's some of the reasons why I was questioning some things. But once again, I'm not here to make excuses for it. If you feel that way in terms of what I said about your family, or what you thought I said about your wife, I would probably be salty and upset too if I felt that somebody was saying that about my family, So I honestly, from the bottom of my heart, I do apologize for that.
How do we feel about that?
Okay, now when it came,
that angry vigilante.
Well, when it comes down to the comment section, there were also people in the comment section that's saying that you guys got cooked also. And I've done videos where I've admitted that Prime knew what he was doing. With you, no, you didn't know what you were doing in that debate. You didn't really spit any facts at all in that debate. You were leeching off of Prime when it came down to it.
Yeah, that's fine. If you feel that way, that's completely fine. People can go watch the debate and they can make their own conclusion from that.
And that debate's still up on Prime's website, right?
The debate's still up on there, but I mean, I will ask one question. What did you actually get me on in that debate?
When you claimed that I was clout. Now, I never said that I cooked you, for one, but I did get you when you claimed that I was clout chasing and that you were painting this narrative that I was picking people with a large subscriber base, and I proved you wrong that wasn't true.
That is something that is my personal observation. You didn't prove anything. That was my personal observation. That is my opinion. Just like you have the opinion that you didn't lose the debate, I have the opinion that you clout chase. And like I said, we can agree to disagree, but I'm telling you that in your stream, in your own chat, you responded to so many people saying, no, he needed help. He did this. And you left out the fact that you were okay. You okayed both of us being there. You did not say that one time that, hey, you know what? I was okay with it. So you were fine with it. You're not worried about being wrong. You're worried that it made you look bad in terms of having somebody else there. And that's the only situation. That's the only problem that I have, because you agreed to it. You can't agree to something, then say, oh, well, this other person had facts that made me look bad, and then get upset with that and say, he doesn't know what he's talking about. You agreed to have both of us there. That's the only thing that I'll say. But once again, I have no problem, man. If you feel that way, you feel that way. I'm telling you the reason why there was some animosity afterwards, but I apologize. I'm ready to completely move on. I don't have to mention you in my streams. I don't have to mention you in my videos. I have great deals and stuff set up. I'm not even trying to flex or brag on you or anything. Honestly, I'm not. But I've got great deals and everything set up for the future, and I do not need to talk about you or your family or anything. So that's why I'm apologizing, man. I don't need to talk about you. You can talk about me 24/7. Go ahead. It's really no sweat off my back. I won't mention you ever again. I won't say anything ever again, because I don't want you to get all upset. But if you want to make videos, go ahead. We're going to be getting more subs and more stuff. We're getting more subs and more stuff new every single day. So I mean, you're going to probably want to make a few more videos as well, to help yourself out, and that's okay. There's multiple ways to get it done on YouTube, and you're just taking one path, man. So it's all good. I wish you the best of luck, for real. And I mean, I'm not saying that sarcastically. I mean it.
Well, when it comes to the whole clout chasing part, you can say it was your opinion and observation, but if you would have checked out, I was doing videos on people that were smaller than me. So that already disproves what you said right there. But okay, I don't really do videos on you. I don't really do videos on you that much anymore. I generally only do videos on people that are what I think are console warring or anti-consumer stuff. With you, I made a little bit of an exception, but other than that, in the last 3 weeks, except for doing videos about my most viewed videos and compilations, I haven't really been doing videos about you.
Now, let me
no problem, man.
And let me interject.
No problem,
because I can vouch for kind of both of you on this. I'm a regular on PlayerEssence streams. Full disclosure, pretty regular over there. Most of the time, when OJ does mention you, it's because it is goaded by the chat. Now, again, that's entirely up to him what he reacts and what he doesn't do.
That's not an excuse. Wait, hold up. I'm going to intercede. That is not an excuse for me to say anything in terms of things when it comes to Angry or when it comes to anybody else. That is my fault. So that doesn't even need to be brought up. That's my fault on that one. That's not going to be done. We've already taken my team and myself. We've already taken measures to make sure that doesn't happen again.
Correct. Yeah. And then for you, and you're saying, yeah, you haven't made any videos on PlayerEssence in particular, and you're starting to pivot more. I've seen more game reviews on your stuff, which is good. That's really good, man.
And I said I don't. I do want to also add that I said that I don't. We were talking about in the time frame of back when all this was happening, where there were a number of vids. Like I said, I don't watch, so I don't know what's been going afterwards. Because once again, I've been so busy with, like I said, setting up the new stuff, setting up everything. It's just I don't really have a ton of time to watch people even that I want to watch. And like I said, that's no hate towards you. You obviously got people watching, entertaining, whatever the case is. So yeah, I was just going more towards the time frame of back then, not all the way now. I don't know what you're doing right now, man. But like I said, I do wish you the best of luck, for real.
Yeah, I do some game reviews sometimes. I might be doing an Astrobot one soon.
Cool. I wish you luck with that. Astrobot's a great game.
Yeah, he was actually just telling me about the Astrobot before I ended up, but yeah, that's good. So again, this is some of the easiest fucking moderation I've ever done. I love it, guys. So moving forward, just kind of looking forward, it looks like in terms of on PlayerEssence streams, okay, he's taking some things in order to not have that happen. Looks like you're moving into other content aside from this and starting to diversify your content a little bit, Angry Vigilante. So all good stuff to see. I think we're in pretty good shape here. I am going to say something to the chat though. We do have one particular weirdo that keeps coming in and insulting guests. Please don't do that. I've told my mods to be savages, and they're going to be. So just letting you know that we're gonna have a good time tonight. And if we can't have a good time, you can just get the ban hammer, and I'll ban you as many times as it takes, guys. Not trying to.
One of the reasons why I wanted to do this, why I agreed to do it, because there were a number of people. I think there was 2 other people. I'm not sure the names of them, but they might be watching right now. And there was some guy on that same thread that you posted this. What was it that you posted that we were going to do this, right? There was some guy named Shepard, or I don't know what his name was, Shep something. The guy that I made fun of for being bald. That guy. And then there was some other guy. I don't know what is he. I forgot. Is it Desiree or something? I don't know, Angry, if you know this guy. Yeah, that guy. So to those guys, they feel that I insulted their families or whatever. I'm going to go ahead and extend that apology to them as well. I've had a number of people, like I said, I don't know if it's your people, Angry, but they're doing some crazy stuff. Like I said, I don't know if it's your people, but it could be their people, because you guys have been harping this family thing. So now people are trying to look into, and they're trying to dox, and they're trying to do some crazy stuff when it comes to, my personal family and all that. So, I think the best thing to do is just, I'm going to extend that apology to those guys. I'm not going to talk to them. I have nothing to say to either one of them, but if they felt that they were insulted by what I said, I want to apologize to them as well. There were some things that they said to me first and foremost that kind of, got me a little upset. So that's the reason why I kind of went off on them. But those 2 guys, but that's okay. I don't mind apologizing and extending it to those guys if they're watching. And if they still want to act the way that they want to act, that's fine too. But at least, I put out there that I'm sorry to them. So I'm extending that same. And I mean it. I'm not being sarcastic. I mean it to those 2 guys if they want to move on with their life, because one guy, it's been like years. I think the Shepherd guy, I'm sorry that I forgot his name. I'm sorry, dude. If you know who you are. The bald guy that I made fun of for being bald. Nothing wrong with being bald either. I don't have the most hair either.
Hey, here's the thing, but fucking bald guys score really well in the ladies right now.
Yeah, there you go. Bald's in. So sorry that I said that you're bald, man. But you are bald. But I'm sorry that I said that you're bald.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
And yeah, nothing wrong with that. But but yeah, I want to apologize to him and to the other guy that I said about, the father stuff and all that with him. He was trolling me during my stream, not an excuse, but he started trolling me. So we kind of we went back and forth. But yeah, sorry to him as well, man. Hopefully you can move on because it's been months now. Everybody can just move on. So yeah, just want to extend it to those guys as well. So,
some of this
sorry to them.
Some of this falls under talk shit, get hit. That's kind of what I was saying on Twitter too. Now I get that to some people, any kind of mention of family whatsoever is crossing a line. And again, it sounds like you're apologetic for that as well. So, and this is kind
of, I mean, yeah, I'm definitely apologetic for that. Listen, the thing about it is that like a lot of them would bring up, like I said, they would bring up their family. Like the one guy he brought up his family. So I was just like, okay, whatever. Just not an excuse, but to give you guys, like, for an example, like when I grew up, people would say, yo, mama jokes. That's not instant grounds to beat somebody up. Like people did that all the time. Like, obviously they don't know your mom. So they're whatever. Your mama so this, your mama so that. So that wasn't necessarily anything for me, at least. And I wasn't trying to replicate that. They would just say some things. They would say a lot of things that would make me question what things are going on. And I think that's kind of like how it got brought up. It's like, man, you're really saying things that makes it seem like you were raised in a different type of way. I was never raised to move like that, randomly people's streams talking about them or just randomly start talking about this person and just start. I wasn't raised to just do that 24/7 on certain people. Some of these guys, they were doing that, but once again, they seem like they felt like it was going too far. I'll apologize to them, and like I said, I'm not going to talk to them anymore. I got nothing to say to them anymore. So after this, there won't be a single thing that's said. So I want to apologize to them as well. Once again, I'm being serious. Because some people think I might be being sarcastic. I'm not being sarcastic.
That's what I want to get across.
That's why I dressed up. That's why I dressed up as well. I wanted to make sure. I mean, there's no way. Or if you couldn't see my face, like if I was just no camera, people would be like, oh, he's lying, or he took communication, so he knows how to do that.
No, you rock a suit good, man. And this is what I wanted to get across to everybody, because here's the thing, guys. Like,
I'm flipping the switch.
Yeah. Oh, sure.
Hey, flip it. I just want to say one thing.
Yeah.
When it comes to because OJ says something about the whole doxing of the family, I do not support that. Do not harass anybody's family. Leave the families out of it. Point blank. Awesome. Period. Do not dox people.
Thank you, Angry Vigilante. Exactly, man. And this is what I want to.
I appreciate that, man. Thank you.
This is my whole thing, right? I know I've talked to both of you guys, and I've talked to OJ numerous occasions. I just had a good 2 fucking hour talk with you, Angry. Something like
on your live stream?
Yeah. So here's the thing, man. Like, I honestly think both of you are pretty okay stand-up guys. I really do. I think that you guys got off on the wrong foot. I think that there was an initial disagreement about some game stuff, which we've all been there. And then I think it kind of escalated for whatever reason, just getting off on the wrong foot. Do either of you feel that that's kind of what happened? Because that's kind of what I feel. I think that if that had not happened, I'm not saying you guys would be the best of fucking friends, but I do think you guys would be much friendlier than what ended up happening.
That could have been it, man, but that's still not an excuse in my opinion.
Okay.
Like, listen, man, I've been around for a long time on YouTube. I've seen a lot of guys. Like I said, this is not no offense to you, Angry. I want to make sure that people know that. I've seen a lot of guys come up and do the same thing that you're doing. I've seen a lot of guys come up. I've seen a lot of guys go away. I've seen guys blip on the radar. This is not anything new, and it shouldn't have been taken in any type of way. I should have just been like, yo, whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's what it really should have been, and going forward, there's going to be other guys like you that come up. It doesn't stop with you're not the first person that has done this type of content, so, or did the type of content that you were doing on other people, whatever the case is, right? Not the first person, where you have a whole chat just shitting on them or a whole comments just duking on the person, like how terrible they are. Not the first person, won't be the last person. But it should have just been like, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So for me personally, like I said, I got a good team around me now, man. That's not going to be happening. Somebody else comes up, that this type of thing will not happen again. I can guarantee you that. So that's my bad and won't happen again. And yeah, I'm going to move on 100%. So
everybody feeling pretty good about this? I think I am so far. And it looks like most of Chad is, aside from the weirdos. How we feeling, guys? Feel a little better right now?
Yeah, a little bit.
Fuck yeah. Okay.
I'm still waking up.
That's what I'm talking about, man. So, all righty. Well, other than that, is there anything else anybody wants to talk about? Or do you guys want to stick around, maybe talk about some other shit? Or what do we think?
I'm gonna go just because I already had quite a stream and I've got quite a bit of stuff to do this week. There's some stuff that I got to wake up super early for, in addition to some other things. But I want to thank Angry and I want to thank you, Flipping the Switch, for this stream tonight, man. I really appreciate it.
Fuck you, or fuck
I think
sounds
you too.
good, man. And to this guy, fuck you. Get out of here. There's another asshole. Yeah, I wish these guys would go away. But anyway, fuck yeah, OJ. Well, yeah, I'm not going to keep you too much longer. Again, this was going to be probably the shortest Liquored Up live ever, just because you guys were so upstanding and amicable on this, man. Wasn't too much to hash out. I think we're good to go. And if you guys want to head out, if not, I'm going to go ahead and read comments. The comments that weren't too bullshit, at least.
All right, guys. Thank you for having me. I'll see you guys later. All right. Hey,
PlayerEssence anytime, man. We'll have to get back at it. And I did reach out to that one guy we talked about and see if he wants to talk. He's not on Twitter, so I don't know if we'll be able to reach him. But yeah, I really think that'd be an interesting discussion because I kind of want to pick your brain on that as well. I'll leave it on this note. The whole emerging markets things, because I definitely get your perspective that why are we talking about emerging markets in a market that is dominated by consoles and mobile? At the same time, I definitely think there might be some opportunity in some of these emerging markets if Nintendo were to penetrate it. So I'd love to pick your perspective on that later time, though. You've been streaming for what, 3 hours now?
Yeah, 3 hours
yes,
plus. So I gotta, get to some other things. But thanks for having me on, man. I appreciate it. And shout outs to even the people that were angry in the chat or whatever the case is. Shout outs to you guys too. You guys are welcome to come get banned on my stream. No, I'm joking. I'll see you guys later. All right.
OJ, anytime, buddy. Open door.
Take it easy.
All right, Angry Vigilante, you want to stick around while we read some comments, or you want to head out too as well?
Yep.
I know it's been a late night for a lot of people. It's pretty late for most.
Well, I just woke up. So.
Yep.
But yeah, if there's any questions that the chat has, then they can ask. You can read off some comments.
Well, we're gonna try. We got mods. I really need some attention on the weirdos that are coming in and making sock accounts because they're gonna ruin it for everybody. You know me, I'm fucking Ron Burgundy up in here. So if it's there, I'll probably read it. And some of these are stupid. So all right,
maybe next you should get Nintendo Prime's biggest fan on there because she hates my guts.
Oh yeah, well we want to try to keep any weirdos off of here. We're trying to promote discussion and lack of conflict, and we got a shit fuck in the chat. We got a fucking dick cheese in here. So. Anyway, so TGBM Dior draws first blood, says hello. First, let's go. And boy, you were first, 5:03 p.m. Hope you haven't been waiting for us this whole fucking time, man. You'll be good and drunk by the time we get into the bar. Upper Nimbus says this will be a good one, LOL. Well, it was a quickie, but it was good. Phil at One Up Collect says macroeconomics. God damn it, he said it before I did. Did you see that shit, man? Purple 7 said hello. Rock says tuning in from Bermuda. Oh, you lucky some bitch. That sounds fucking incredible. How's the weather there? You have to let me know that if you're still here, man. Egomaniac 87 says, how is it that TGB Dior is always first? Because he's just that fucking good, man. That's what I tell everybody. I'm him, LOL. Rock says, hello, everyone. Life will change. Posted a Lapras. Or no, that's not a Lapras. There's a frog listening to some headphones. That is amazing. It almost looks like a Lapras from where I'm sitting. General Zamora says hello again. Then we got Charles DJ in the chat saying game over, man. Rock is drinking water. Chalice says coffee. Squirrel says, hey, everyone, I'm not even playing Switch when I can get some popcorn, yellow striped smiler, and listen to debates. Well, sorry that wasn't too much of a debate, but I'm actually not sorry because what I actually brought these guys on to do was to bury the hatchet, and I feel very accomplished. Even though this might set the record for the shortest Liquored Up live ever, which is, hey, that's awesome.
Probably will.
That's more time for all of us. I'm feeling pretty good about this overall. Squirrel says cold brew.
I'm a little surprised.
Hey, it is what it is. That's what we came here for, man. Yep. So my moderation record is like 5-0 now. I will say so.
That's good.
Let's see. Sidious posts some laughing emojis. Upper Nimbus says, phone fully charged. Let's go. You charge that phone for nothing, man. This was anticlimactic as fuck, and I fucking love every minute of it. Rock says, I'm at 11%. And laughing. Well, you're more like it, Rock. Your phone's just going to last enough. iPhone at 32%, Squirrel says. Great Wall says, hey. Elvis Ayala, welcome in, says, crappy Android phone at 17% might die in 2 seconds. That ain't no shit. Let's see. Charlie's DJ says 22%. We live, bruh. Maximus is 2400 says get him AVS. Great Wall says OJ coming in smooth as butter. Maximus says smoke player no essence. Phil One Up Collect says hey everybody. Manado Mario says round 2, let's go. No round 2 here. We just buried a hatch.
Really?
That's all we did. Maximus says 2400 cook 'em flambe him. J-Cat, is OJ wearing a suit? He was. Yeah, he put me to fucking shame. Like fucking absolutely. I should have got a vestimenta on. Not that any of you fuckers would have saw it, but should have got a vestimenta on the occasion.
Well, it's a good thing I didn't turn my camera on because I'm still in my boxers right now.
Hey, you know what?
I'm not even dressed.
It's fucking summertime. If you can't sit around in boxers in front of your computer in the summertime, when can you?
Well,
you could be
I just woke up before we did this, though. That's
okay. Well, no, I'm just saying, people can be buck fucking naked in front of their computer. I'm not going to judge them when it's fucking 115 fucking degrees out with the heat index.
Well, it's not that hot up here, but it is a little hot to me.
Let's see.
I think it only got to like 75 today.
TMO6 posts a guy with biting his nails, it looks like. That's what it looks like. I'm trying to think of what Pokemon that looks like. OJ is with the power tie, Groot Pierce says. Yo, TMO6. Damn, OJ changed that quick. Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, he did like the Superman, fucking Clark Kent, the Superman thing, man. Maximus said, shake my head. TMO6 says, yo, Dior. Phil One Up Collect says, I just wanted to say that Podge rule rules. It's unfortunate that Master Zoo let him die. Beer emoji in the chat for Podge rule. Phil, you are testing my patience on this truce. Podge rule, I did not let Podge rule die. You were in charge of the donkey in that particular Morrowind stream. The goblins got him. It was nobody's fault. That's the last fucking time I'm going to tell you. TMO6 says, why does OJ have a suit on? Let's see. PlayerEssence PlayStation going third party was inevitable. I agree with that completely. In fact, matter of fact, I was calling that over a decade ago. They were going to follow in Microsoft's footsteps. And again, part of that is because if you look at the identity of the PlayStation, yes, the PlayStation did have exclusive games. But at the same time, Maximus, the thing you got to look at is what was it that made the DVD players absolute domination? It was Grand Theft Auto 3. Grand Theft Auto 3 was the game that showed up. Now, what's interesting, a lot of the chat might not know this. So a little bit of a fun fact for you. And if you know this, super bonus points. You're as fucking nerdy as I am. There was a company called DM Designs. And they made a game called Uni Racers. And that game was for the Super Nintendo. Now, Pixar sued them because they had a unicycle racing movie. And when that happened, Nintendo didn't really shell out too much for defense. They lost it and they had to pull their whole game, Uni Racers. So that was strike one for Nintendo. Then they made a game called Body Harvest on the Nintendo 64. And because of its content, it didn't get a huge advertising push in Nintendo. And that was strike two. Then they developed a game called Grand Theft Auto, a little-known game, just called Grand Theft Auto, straight-up Grand GTA. And Nintendo passed on the rights that didn't want it, and that was strike three. They moved over to PlayStation. Grand Theft Auto was a cult hit, and then when Grand Theft Auto 3 came out, it was a fucking mega hit that took that system to heaven. So, even though, yeah, I would say PlayStation does have its share of really quality exclusives, what PlayStation really did, starting from the PS1 on, is just be a place that just has a magnificently large and curated library of content. And that's kind of been their strategy moving forward, is to appeal to third parties in a way that Nintendo never could because of Nintendo's unique history in pissing third parties off. And rightfully so, I would say. I mean, Nintendo, I actually believe Nintendo was fully justified in what it did in that era back in the NES, but it rubbed a lot of third parties the wrong way, and the moment they could get the fuck away from Nintendo, they did. Yeah,
but now, I would say the reason why the third parties now don't really like why Nintendo doesn't. I don't think it's because they hate Nintendo. I think it's just more that Nintendo happens to pick very expensive cartridges for everybody to pick from. I think that's the reason why.
Well, I think that's part of it, man. But honestly, like you can literally go back to the NES where Trip Hawkins was forced to make a video game for the NES. His board of directors had to threaten to fucking fire him to get him to do that. If you look at EA when they jumped ship to the Sega Genesis as soon as they could with the sports games. The Super Nintendo lost all the sports games to Sega, aside from some real bangers like Ken Griffey Jr. Baseball, NBA Jam, but all the sports games went to Sega Genesis. Nintendo didn't help themselves in the N64 era when they went to the cartridge. They stuck to the cartridge format. I'm still glad they did that, but it was when it came to third parties already looking to jump ship, that was kind of the final straw because they went, again, like you said, with that cheap factor as well. So you've already got a little bit of, we're rubbed the wrong way because we can only make 5 games for the NES. We're only allowed to make 5 games a year for this system. Again, to combat the absolute glut of shit that the third parties put on the Atari 2600, which caused a fucking game crash. Yeah. But so Nintendo was right in what they did, but it did sow the seeds for their inevitable competitor. 100% did. So anyway, that's a little bit of an old man ramble right there for where we are at now.
That was well before my time. I was not alive for the NES.
If you don't mind sharing, you don't have to. How old are you?
35.
35. Okay, you're not too much younger than me. You're getting close.
Oh, I know, but I was born during the Super Nintendo.
Okay, gotcha. Good time. Hey, good time to be alive. You had the Sega Genesis and the Super Nintendo, 2 of my favorites, man. Let's see. Yo, sup, OJ? Elvis says. Let's see. Maximus says, shake my head. You tagged yourself. No, he didn't, Maximus. I tagged it. I don't think anybody was tagged. So what happened there is Angry Vigilante put out a tweet. He tagged PlayerEssence in that tweet, and then I went in there because I thought I didn't want the shit to get out of hand because I like both these guys. So I just went, hey, maybe we should talk about this here instead of trading barbs on Twitter where you only have 200 characters and misunderstandings can rapidly spiral. So if anybody was at fault for that, it was me, and I'm kind of glad I did it given the results. Let's see. Elvis Ayala says, not the suit, Essence. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah, he wore the suit. PlayerEssence, what a cope. You watch Angry Vigilante show, what a lie. I don't know if he does or not. I'm going to trust him and say he says he does and he doesn't. But again, there's no way to know. I'm not Miss Cleo. I can't read minds, so we'll take everybody here at their word, right? Let's see. Rob Navarro, honestly serious. OJ is crazy. LOL. I am Desire. I want to know why when we dealt with that. OJ addressed that, so we're good there. Maximus said, okay. Matt says, let's go. LOL. Upper Nimbus says, now let's have a healthy debate and play nicely. Yeah, I think they did splendidly, Upper Nimbus. I think most of the chat was pretty well behaved too, at least from what I can see so far. OJ, you went after both of me. Yeah, we've already been through that, so we're good there. That was addressed. Sock accounts. Yeah, these dudes using sock accounts in the chat. Yeah, we're kind of playing whack-a-mole TMO6. We're getting them as fast as we can. I'm hoping that the mods are doing their thing while I read through comments, though. Hoping we're not letting this dickhead, trounce all over things. Light them up, Squirrel said. Phil says, be civil in the chat or we'll have to put you in a timeout. That's right. Why is OJ allowed on YouTube still? Free speech, PGP12. Free speech, Get it, OJ, Matt says. Chalice DJ, we want all the smoke. Well, not much smoke here. Sorry to disappoint, but I think we had a good discussion. Elvis Ayala said, OJ cooking. TMO6, they are also salt tubers. They'll get bitter once you use their own tactics in them, OJ. I didn't see any of that tonight. I think we had a pretty overall good discussion. And here's the thing, just like, OJ has free speech, so do salt tubers, right? So, salt tubers are going to make the content that they think works for their channel.
Yeah, but I will say, like what that person said, they use their tactics. Hey, I have never sat here and made things super personal before. So that I want to say that's my tactic here.
Yeah. And again, we got that reverse, so we're not gonna live in the past.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Hey, he apologized. I'm over it. you know, he apologized. I mean, I was not expecting him to apologize, but hey, he apologized. The squash is over with. I was just responding to what that guy that guy commented.
100%. Yeah. Let's see. Smoke show on them. Yeah, come on, guys. We can be civil about this. We were civil about this. Let's see. Notice how I apologized to Vigilante, but not me. He did apologize to you, but that was behind the chat, so I get that. Angry Vigilante can't handle facts. LOL. OJ cooked him. The fuck is he smoking? Yo, Dior. This is getting spicy. I guess I've just got a high spice tolerance. I don't think anything about this was relatively spicy. OJ can't handle criticism. Go ahead.
I would say in the beginning it might have. It was on the verge, but it didn't get spicy.
Yeah. I mean, that's you got a low spice tolerance, man. Let's see. Sidious with the with my brethren blue ghosts that are like, oh. Let's see. Then we got Jim Bior, yo Matt. Let's see here. Magic getting butthurt over facts. Lamau. Reality is plastic, Max only. Reality is plastic. Facts are what we make them. Okay. And if I need to elaborate on that, I absolutely can. It's absolutely fine. But I come from this. I actually have a hypnotist background, and so I don't see facts a lot of the same way a lot of other people seem to see facts. We are irrational creatures 99% of the time, and we rationalize the other 1%. That is a fact about human beings. It just is. And that is not me spewing shit. That is scientifically provable. Even the things you call facts are curated pieces of information provided to you by biased sources. So even, for example, you can take a science study, right? Or you can take financials that Nintendo just put out. Those numbers are coming from every one of those numbers, or every one of those studies comes from a specific source that is attempting to persuade you of something. In the case of the financials, it's to persuade investors that Nintendo is a good investment. The study is to persuade you of whatever is blank. All pieces of information are ultimately propaganda, whether they intend to be or not. There, how's that for a late night joint, huh?
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Let's see here. Let's see. Case in point. AVS lost. No ifs, ands, or buts. What did he lose, Bonato Mario? There wasn't really a debate here tonight. What are we talking about? Maybe the other debate. Maybe that's what we're talking about. Let's see.
Which I already admitted that. I admitted that Prime won.
Let's see. Desire, you're not on the ONL panel where you complained about wanting an apology. You should have asked. And he did apologize for what it's worth. Did OJ come to the debate with a suit and tie? I'm done. He did, and it's fucking awesome. Panel. Clout Chaser still chasing something. LOL. Okay. Bro, I'm at work. I just roast him 24/7. Let's see. OJ being so disingenuous. You roast him 24/7 over what? You're 30, and the only thing you value comes to gaming is internet opinions. How is he being disingenuous? Why is only OJ on video, or the others shy or scared to show themselves? Well, number one, I can't compare to that fucking suit. Not on that short a notice. Number two, I can't speak for Angry Vigilante Gamer. I'll let him answer that himself if he'd like to, but I'll answer for me. I've come from an age where the internet wasn't asking you for a photo ID and a phone number and a fucking photo and a fucking video every time you turned around. I remember the anarchistic internet of old, the internet of forums and image boards and game facts, which is like a gaming message board. And we didn't have any of that shit. And I actually think the internet was kind of fun without that. I love the anonymity of the internet. I think it breeds a lot of fun. It also can get people in trouble. But in general, if used responsibly, I greatly, greatly miss the old internet. So that would be my answer in a nutshell, aside from the fact that, again, I can't compete with that smoke show of a suit on short notice. Angry, what you got for him? Why do you not show your face?
Well, I'm a VTuber. VTubers don't show people's faces. I thought I set it up. I could have sworn I set it up for my avatar to be shown, but for some reason it didn't. That's neither here nor there, I guess. But I don't show my face. Okay, I can't. Plus, for work, I can't. So there's reasons behind it.
Sure, absolutely.
I'm not doing this full time here.
Let's see here. Let's see. You were over 30. Why is it you're simply for an egotistical man child who cried and brought up my family? Let's see here. We got Squirrel said ice cream. Rock says OJ is professional and does things with the right frame of mind. He has standards and is something to take note of and learn from. Let's see. Vigilante's community clearly has no morals and ethics as they keep making sock accounts of OJ. Well, I think Vigilante addressed that, and he did say don't do that. And there's no evidence that those people come directly from Vigilante's community. So I just want to be clear on that, TMO6. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
The guy's a dick, and he better be gone. But
yeah, I just want to say one thing. I'm pretty certain if you guys go back before I ever made a video on PlayerEssence, you can go watch his live streams, and he has talked about sock accounts coming onto his live streams. So I'm certain that sock accounts were long before I was.
Oh, 100%, 100%. Yeah, and again, that's no proof that those are your sock accounts either. So,
I got haters coming on into my videos, always responding that could be sock accounts for all I know.
Sure, and we have no clue who sent them or where they're from or whose fans they are, if anybody, right? It's just the internet is fun. Yeah. One of the things about the anonymity of the internet that sucks, again, I love it, but one of the things that sucks dearly is the fact that you do have people that ruin it for everybody, right?
And the thing, and another thing is, people don't realize that a lot of my subscribers came from Nintendo Prime. I even have some subscribers that are subscribed to PlayerEssence because they've commented and said that they're subscribed to both of us and they love both of us. So
sure.
Like people don't realize that my subscribers are a well diverse of people.
And that's the case for most people's subs. Again, I try not to judge anything.
Yeah.
I try not to judge any one streamer either by their audience or to judge the audience by the streamer. Just because you never know what the fuck you're gonna get, right? Let's see.
Oh, that's true.
OJ is trying to say how AV feels and what his motivations are. He has no evidence that is why AV does what he does. It's a straw man argument. TMO6 says I'm 25, desire I don't make content. TMO6 not on YouTube. He does host some absolute bangarang fucking Twitter spaces. If you ever get a chance, go in there. We had one that was about the Switch 2 and about older gamers, and me being like the representative old man, I had to show up in that. We had it was a blast, man. We went back and forth. It was a lot of fun. I greatly enjoyed that, TMO6, and I try to get in those when I can. I can't always make them, but when I see them and I can, I hop in there. Let's see here. The chat is crazy. Yeah, we're trying.
Yeah. Oh, and just if Desire's still in the chat, I'm over 1,500 subscribers now. I'm coming close to you.
Oh, are you guys? Is that the guy you're racing?
No, I'm racing. Technically, I'm racing Harmon Smith. By the end of the year, I want to surpass Harmon Smith.
Oh, we got to get you past Harmon Smith. Harmon Smith is. Yeah. Oh my goodness! Now there's. You know what? We're gonna keep it positive. I still think that's an op. Angry, I really do. That can't be.
I thought so too.
That can't be a real fucking person with real opinions. That can't be. That can't be, dude.
But I have been reacting to him for like almost 6 months now, and that man never changes his stances. He has been very consistent, and from what I've been told, he's been like that for years. So if you're an op to keep that up for that long, I don't know. He actually might be a full-fledged fanboy in the wild.
24-hour ops, they're a thing. That's that. Now I'm really sure.
Yeah.
But man, I get what you're saying there. I do get what you're saying. It seems impossible, doesn't it?
Yeah. Oh, you should go see his newest AI one that he did where he had all these women come up behind him like, how'd you get in my house?
What?
Yeah, he did like this. He's sitting in his gaming chair. He did like this AI video where a bunch of women came running up behind him and touched him. He's like, how'd you get in my house?
Oh, weird. I gotta try to get that guy on the show. I'll be nice, Harmon. I promise. I'll be nice, man.
Good. I don't think he will. Like I've had people reach out saying, "Hey, you two should debate," which I don't think it would really be a debate, to be honest. But I reached out to him and said, "Hey, we people say we want to," and he was like, "No, you're a nobody." I'm like, "Whatever." Say what you want. I don't care.
Well, here's the thing.
At least I tried.
Well, here's the thing. Like, I'm a Switch 2 skeptic. I think we could have a really good conversation, but fuck, even people who are like Nintendo and Switch 2 mega fans are like, that guy can't be real, man. There's no fucking way that guy's real. Like,
oh, I know. Like I remember when I did the debate with Nintendo Prime and PlayerEssence, I don't think PlayerEssence realized I was Harmon, because if you look at his @ handle, it doesn't say Harmon Smith. And I remember Harmon Smith commented, and OJ was like, "Oh, I'll debate you." And I remember someone told Harmon Smith that, and he was like, "What will we debate?" If them two were to debate, the only way it would be a debate is OJ would literally have to say something negative about Nintendo for it to be an actual debate.
Oh, OJ would absolutely.
Or anybody could debate him.
There's no way that, like, because here's the thing, OJ does operate in reality, and that guy is just gone, man.
Oh, I know.
That guy is gone.
He is.
You can't find a bigger Switch fanboy than me. I swear to God, you can't. I love the Nintendo Switch OG. And I would watch takes on that guy during the Switch generation. I'm just like, the fuck is this guy smoking, or what kind of mushrooms is he dipping in his tea? I fucking need him, man.
Oh yeah, like I will admit, because some people are like, how come you don't really do the PlayStation? I can only find 3 big PlayStation fanboys, which is Dreamcast guy, JTech, and Reforge Gaming. I would never advise to do anything on JTech for reasons that are out there, but I only do ones on Dreamcast guy because Reforge, I find Reforge so boring that I tried to react to one of his videos and I was falling asleep. And I think Harmon Smith is way more entertaining than Reforge Gaming.
Oh yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. I think it's a character, man. I'm convinced of this.
Oh, it could be.
But
it could be.
Now, in terms of PlayStation, that brings up kind of an interesting point. The reason I don't ever discuss PlayStation, it's pure disinterest. I just don't care. I have a PC. I just can't bring myself to give a fuck about the PlayStation or the Xbox. I just don't care. Again, I'm in a race right now with Nintendo to see if Nintendo throws me into disinterest this generation. But when it comes to the other two, I am fully in the disinterest camp. I just don't care. And if I don't care, I don't talk about them. The only reason I talk about Nintendo is not fully disinterested yet.
Oh, I sometimes talk about PlayStation, but like I said, there's only like a few of them out there. And when it comes to Xbox, I mean, it is very rare that you see like an Xbox coming out. They're very quiet, so they're very hard to find. And I think since I've started this content, I think I've only found 2 actual Xbox people. And so it's like, usually they're quiet. I can't magically make one happen here.
Yeah, well, Xbox,
like Nintendo, they're very loud and proud right now.
Well, if you could, Jez, I think his name is Jez, was like one of the Xbox fans, but they're all gone because Microsoft literally imploded their strategy. They don't even pretend to be in the console business anymore. So the fans are just kind of gone. Like when you talk about Xbox fans, you're talking about like a particular sect of PC gamer at this point.
Yeah, pretty true. Yeah, pretty much.
Hope Switch 2 discussion is next. LOL. I mean, we could, but that's not really going to be a fun discussion to have at this point, because unless somebody wants to hop on and defend the Switch 2 position, it's just going to be a sewing circle. We come at it from different angles, but I'm Switch 2 skeptical, and I think Angry Vigilante is pessimistic on the Switch, to put it. But I'll let him speak for that. What you have anything to say on that?
Yeah, I mean, I have a Switch 2 now. I got it pre-owned. So everybody that was like, "Oh, you went out and bought one?" Hey, I bought one pre-owned. I paid $370 for mine that came with 3 video games.
So I gotta ask on this, man, because that's been fucking with me ever since you told me that. Okay, where the fuck did you get a Switch 2 pre-owned? You can't even find a fucking Switch 1 in the wild new, and let alone pre-owned. Like, where?
Oh, I got lucky. I knew somebody that had bought. They pre-ordered one, and then they needed money for something, so they were like, "I gotta sell it." So I gave them $370. It came with 3 video games, and it came with a Switch 2 controller. It wasn't the Pro controller. It was the corded one that you plug in. Still pretty good.
Well, that's a hell of a find in the early adopter period. Like, Jesus.
Oh, I know. I got lucky.
Let's see here.
And then when it comes to DK, I rented that game.
Yeah, you had a little bit of a list. Like everybody else is like slobbing that game's knob, and it looks fucking incredible.
Yeah.
And your whole thing was like,
I told everybody.
You're like, it's good.
I said it was a great game. It was just overhyped. There's like even people can acknowledge that there were performance issues. So alone, like look at IGN's review. One of the IGN review. I think it was in Spain, if I remember correctly. What?
IGN's a bad standard for reviews.
I know, but I'm going to use them as a quick example because everybody knows them.
Sure.
They even acknowledged the performance issues and still gave it a 10 out of 10. If there are performance issues, then it can't be a 10 out of 10. And then I just didn't think, because I got a lot, I made so many people mad with that DK review. I sat here and told the people, to me, there wasn't enough content to justify a $70 price tag.
Sure.
Because people are like, oh, what about the collectathon stuff? To me, collectathon is just bonus content. To me, collectathons is nothing more than an RPG where we got fetch quests, and I don't count fetch quests as quality content here. So,
it can be
when it comes to DK
poorly,
yeah, to me, I didn't think they did it really correctly because they implemented a skill tree, which I thought was a great idea, but they made the game so easy that there was really no incentive to go out and collect all those banana gems to get more skill points. Like you literally only had to do the main, just do the main missions and you would get the banana gems. You put that towards your health and that's all you had to do. I mean, the game was, I think that game was the easiest game, one of the easiest platformers I've ever played. That was ridiculously easy.
Okay, well, I've seen some of the movement on there. Like some of the people, the things they can fucking do with the movement. It's like, God damn, these people are moving like fucking buttered lightning.
Hey, like I said, I loved it. The story, surprisingly, I think the reason why I love the story so much with DK versus Mario, if we get a new 3D Mario game, we all know what the story is going to be. If we're being honest, it's always the same story. Bowser comes in, kidnaps the princess. You got to fight through the kingdom to save the princess. That is generally what always happens in a Mario game.
Yeah, and I wish they would get away from it. It didn't used to be that way, man. In the early Helicon days, Mario didn't used to be that way. Mario number 1 was kind of a dark literary nonsense fairy tale. Something a lot of people don't think about, but it literally says in the fucking manual. I remember being horrified as a kid because it says that Bowser turned all the toads into blocks. So if you're turning to Big Mario and you break a block, are you killing a fucking toad? The answer is yes, by the way.
Yeah.
The answer is yes. Then in Mario Brothers 2, you're in Subcon. You're in this strange world of fucking dreams. It's incredible. Mario Brothers 3, they expand the mushroom world. Now Bowser's under attack and the princess doesn't get kidnapped till the very end of the game. And in the next game, you go to Dinosaur Land, and the whole goal is to rescue, Yoshi's, and it's kind of a cleanup operation from the waffle stomping of Bowser's army in Mario 3. And then even Mario 64 had Peach's Castle and kind of expanded on that. Now the princess was kidnapped, but it's the way and the manner in which the princess gets kidnapped in each fucking game that they used to differ. And now it's treated almost like a joke, and Bowser's treated like a joke. Part of what I liked about Wonder is they brought back a Bowser that seemed like he was on the attack, and they brought him in a new neighboring kingdom to the Mushroom Kingdom, which was cool. You have the Flower Kingdom, which has its own differences and variations, and Bowser seems like he's genuinely on the attack, and he seems to be acting like a genuine menace to the world. And it was just really refreshing to see instead of Bowser being a fucking clown.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like, I think, have you ever played Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle?
It's on I played a little bit of like the first area, but I haven't finished it because I've just got such a backlog.
Oh yeah. Well, I finally got to it. I bought it like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I bought a code in the box. I didn't know it was a code in the box at the time. But, I know, but I cracked it open and I'm like, oh, this is a code in the box, and it's been 2 years. I can't just go return it here, so, but I played it and I loved that game. And it's not the typical Mario story. It's actually different. The ending is phenomenal. I love the ending.
I have to move it up a little bit. Moving on here. You're literally upset. We said to you and your friend, give it a break. Skull. Matt says, you hear that, Des? Give it a break now. Family is off limits. Yep, I agree with that, Maximus. TGBM Dior says this, and congratulations, what a medal. Why are you defending the schmuck who, when asked why he was crying and angry on screen, because he apologized, man, and this is a 10-17, so he'd done apologize by now, homie, so let's just move on. I blocked him, question mark. Let's see, this is where you're crying in the chat at me at 11 o'clock at night, laugh my fucking ass off. Family is just something you don't bring up. Again, I agree with that.
I'll be right back, all right?
No, you're good, homie.
I'll be right back.
Rocking through the chats here. You cannot but just have love and respect for OJ. Very humble and genuine, has the right heart and mindset. Man, PlayerEssence is the homie, man. I think the world of PlayerEssence. I think he's awesome. Instead of gaming and being productive, you're crying late at night about internet opinions. Is gaming and productivity something that goes together? I guess I'm just that fucking old to where I kind of see video games as like a wasting of time. Now, naturally, if any hobby is going to be wasting a little bit of your time, but at the same time, like I don't feel particularly productive when I've wasted 5 hours playing a JRPG. At least that's me. But to each their own, right? Like, let's see here. Chicks don't dig baldies. What? But it's nice you're trying to soften the blow. I'm not trying to be nice. No, there was a study that just showed up. And it literally talks about how bald men are seen as pretty high in attractiveness. So I didn't pull that out of my ass. I'll have to see if I can't locate that study. I remember reading that distinctly. But again, who's to say that wasn't a study by the bald lobby, right? So maybe I got schmexed on that one. I'm currently at work, LOL. Plus, you do understand that it's 11 for you doesn't mean it's 11 for me. Yeah, time zone differences. To be frank, Tupac was bald and pulled all the ladies. Yeah, we can't all be an absolute badass fucking record-breaking platinum artist, though, to be fair.
Yeah, but if we're being honest with Tupac, do you really think it was because he was bald that he pulled all those women, or do you think it might have been because how famous he is?
I think it was the fame. I think it was the aura. He had an aura to him. Just a badass motherfucker.
Oh yeah.
I think it was the songwriting. Oh, yeah. I think it was all of it. I think it just all rolled in.
Oh yeah.
Let's see. Chalice says, "F them kids." Nah, I'm playing. I am desire. Being a man and pressing someone to nut up or shut up is not that. Child, please. Okay. There's bald on purpose and forced baldness. Let's see. Desire, you're at work on company time, worried about what OJ said. They're literally harassing him. Well, Tim, I'm not certain we can prove that those are Vigilante's fans. And Vigilante disowned them. So, like, Vigilante said, hey, if you are my fans, which, again, we can't prove, but whoever you are, fucking stop it, right?
Yeah.
Let's see.
Don't dox people's families. You leave the families out of it. You there?
Yeah, sorry, my chat missed one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, or sorry, my mods missed one. I was just cleaning up my chat a little bit.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, leave the families out of it. Do not dox the families.
Yeah. What up, fellas? This is good stuff. A mutual ground is needed. No, I appreciate that, man. We're winding down now. We're gonna move through the relevant comments. We're gonna get the fuck out of here for the night. Let's see. Let's see here, getting a little dicey here, but nothing I'm gonna remove. I'll leave it up for the record. People should know to separate personal stuff and video game stuff when it comes to having an argument. Shake my head. I agree 100%, Minato. Everyone, we need to hold hands and swap Pokemon cards. Except Mewtwo. That card is mine, and I'll fight you over it. Which Mewtwo, Phil? Pokemon Promo Mewtwo? Absorb and Burn Mewtwo? Or Barrier Mewtwo? Because
he can have Mewtwo. I'm taking the Charizard.
Taking the Charizard. You want that big 120 damage, man.
There you go.
You want that one-hit knockout if you can build the energy up. But I used to make decks around knocking that fucker out, man. Haymaker decks, because what is it, Hitmonchan? You would have, like, he could hit you for 20 for 1 and like 40 for 3. Some insane fucking like damage output. And you had that 70 HP, so it's hard to get enough damage count.
I never played the card game. I was more into Yu-Gi-Oh for the card game, but when it came to Pokemon, it was all about the video games.
Let's see. Hey, Sandstorm. Guys, I'm going to leave it up for posterity, but any personal accusations against each other are not getting read just because there's no proof of any of this, okay? Let's see. Cydia says thumbs
Shout
up.
out to Sandstorm.
Let's see. Well, this was anticlimactic, TM06. Sandstorm says, what up, Elvis? Good to see you. Charlie says, Game Pass. Squirrel says, thanks, OJ. Let's see. I've yet to see any of my fans do anything of the sort, but go off TM, make accusations. No. Yeah, we're not going to get into any accusations with no evidence. We're not going to do that. So, not live. Oh, man, I thought there would be a discussion about Switch 2 again, LOL. Yeah, you got to understand, OJ just did a stream of his own. He was good enough to come on here despite streaming for, I think, 3 hours. So he's had a day of it. I will amend the chat because it's kind of false advertising. He was only here for so we'll amend the chat to say mostly Angry Video Game Nerd and some OJ in the beginning, something like that. Because I believe in real advertising, but I can't fucking do it until I get out of here. But again, technically speaking, we got what was promised. We had a beef. We squashed the beef. We're good. Let's see here. Let's see. Sure, Desire. GTA B. Are we about to set a record for shortest liquored up live? Maybe still. Although you guys are struggling against the fate of that right now with all these comments. Rob Navarro said, great stream. I appreciate that, man. Let's see here. It's not like I totally make fun of them and put them in a video. I totally haven't done that. Coughs, Mystic Shadow, and Coughs, Time LG. I'm not familiar with either of those guys' Desire, but I'll have to look them up now, man. Let's see. Sandstorm Show says, it's good to see you guys held it down, Vigil. Of course he is. Miss Mandy says, just got here and missed everything. Glad it went well, I assume. Mandy, it went wonderful. It went wonderful. I think we got everything worked out. So, let's see here. And y'all will too. So what are you complaining about? Two people with opposing views aren't magically going to mutually bury a hatchet. We just did, Dia. We just did. I am 0-5 on it.
Which is shocking.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody would have thought that one, but it happened.
It happened again. I'm magic. I'm fucking magic, guys. I swear to God. Making fun of complaining. Sorry, because I did it with OJ and Prime back in the day. We were able to get that situation resolved. I've done it a couple of times in mediation for unnamed parties because they did that privately, and this is my 5th one. And so, yeah, I'm feeling pretty fucking invincible when it comes to this particular type of stream. Making fun is not complaining. Sorry. I will say OJ did sound better toward the end. Crazy Mallet said. Philip One Up says Podge Rule rules. Podge Rule does rule. You're complaining because it stems from talking and opinions. LOL. Phil One Up collects as my advice. Stop having wars on the interwebs that don't matter and learn to love your fellow man more. Let stuff go because we ain't promised tomorrow. Peace, love, and joy. Phil took the words right out of my fucking mouth, man. I'm a peacenik too, damn it. Let's see. TM, you white knighting, getting proven wrong, made an act. Am I gonna have to fucking get the two of you in here next? Let's see here.
Probably.
TM, you white knighting, getting proven wrong, made an accusation with zero proof. You think I'm angry? I've heard of no kid left behind, but they forgot you. Hey, come on now. To Flipping the Switch and Angry Vigilante, thoughts on Switch 2 sales update, Monato Mario asks. Do you guys think it's good, or is there something to nitpick? And do you guys think this momentum will continue to 2025 holiday and 2026? I'll go first. There is no way to look at those numbers and see anything else but a stellar and expertly prepared launch. Nintendo was incredibly prepared for the early adoption. Despite that, they've still managed to sell out. This is a record with a bullet in terms of how many have been sold at this point in time. I think that it's absolutely going to carry through the holidays because everything sells out during the holidays. But I'm not interested in that, Monato. I am interested in what happens in the spring and summer. Once the early adopter phase is over, once everybody has that absolutely had to have a Switch 2, has been able to find them, and once the stock stabilizes and begins to end up on shelves regularly, that's when we will start to see what the real actual market demand besides the hardcore gamers and the enthusiasts are. So I I'm holding my powder on whether to call it a. It is a success, but in terms of what its long-term legs will be, I'm still holding to my position that it will sell less than the Switch 1. Not a difficult thing to call, honestly. I have it around 80 million units as of right now. That will change if a game shows up that is like that revolutionary, monumental game. I might change that forecast. But as it stands, with the software announced and what I see in terms of the macroeconomics and the geopolitical conditions, which are worsening, both of those things are worsening, I don't see where the Switch 2 gets anywhere near the Switch. I just don't. Not given what's going on in the world, not given that it is a sustaining innovation, and Nintendo has a very bad historical track record with sustaining innovations overcoming the disruptive innovation they follow. Angry Vigilante, got anything to say on that?
Yeah, when it comes to the longevity of a system, no one's gonna know until it's over when it comes down to it, because like what's gonna sell the system? It's all about the software. If there's no good games that come out after this year, the system ain't gonna do well.
Now that's almost impossible that will happen, and I think Angry and I agree with that.
Yeah.
But
now, it is a possible
that sells hardware and a game that is that revolutionary, that Wii Sports, that Mario Kart 8, that Super Mario Brothers. That's what the Switch 2 needs. And if that game occurs, I'll be the first to let you know, and I will revise that forecast so fucking fast it'll make your head spin. As of right now, 80 to 90 million units.
Oh, yeah, I think it'll be between 80 to 100 million units. I've said that many times. Yeah. It is possible that it could beat the Switch 1. The probability of that happening is very unlikely. Yeah. I mean, we've only had 3 systems ever get over 150 million units here. How many systems have we had throughout history?
Yeah, and keep in mind that you have to factor in pop growth or the lack thereof now. As Rush Dog likes to point out, population growth is in reverse. There's no emerging markets. Like the biggest emerging markets, places like Turkey and Saudi Arabia, just seem utterly disinterested in consoles. So there's no place for Nintendo to expand into, or Sony or Microsoft for that matter. We've got a geopolitical position that is just absolutely hemorrhaging. We've got wars and conflicts springing up everywhere. That is a determining factor. Not only does it impact supply chains and the cost of goods, but that's also going to impact people's ability to maintain focus on their hobbies. If the threat of conflict is in your area, it's kind of hard to focus on playing fucking video games. The macroeconomics seem to be in reverse, with everything from tariffs to inflation to stagflation to various supply chain issues. We are in an era of turbulence, and that turbulence is upstream from the sales of fucking video games. So we're in a worse geopolitical state. We're in a worse macroeconomic state. And it's a sustaining innovation on a disruptive, innovating product. It's going to be damn near impossible to outperform Switch 1 long term. It's
yeah, especially if you look at the Switch 1 library, a lot of the games were very reasonably priced compared to other ones. Now they're coming out with $80, $90 Switch 2 games here, and I'm not just including Mario Kart World. You look at the Breath of the Wild Switch 2 edition, you look at the Tears of the Kingdom. People can only afford so many games, when it comes down to it, and you keep raising these prices up, people aren't going to be able to afford as many.
Yeah, especially as things worsen, right? Now
exactly.
Desire, you sound stupid. Me and OJ have very different opinions. That is true. And we never get serious and we shit talk. LOL. It's not that deep. Yeah, 100%. Like I've seen them go at it. 100%. Monado says, no, it's like Shadow Fox said, Western AAA third party never liked working with Nintendo. It's 100% correct. 100% correct. Shadow Fox is 100% right on that. I will also say
shout out to Shadow Fox.
What's that?
I'm just shouting out Shadow Fox. Yeah. Shout out to Shadow Fox.
Yeah, he's 100% correct on that, and there's a history. I mean, I can take you. I already kind of did this stream, but yeah, we can take you through time on exactly what the fuck is
Oh,
happening
probably.
with
I'm
parties.
I'm just talking. I'm just referring to right now when it comes, to it. If you're given an option between putting it on one platform where the cartridge costs roughly between $15 and $20, or going over the other platform, I don't know how much the disc is, but let's just say it's $5. Like which one do you think people are going to be more likely to want to pick for companies?
Well, the cheaper one. And again, it's not even that it's a choice. It's we kind of talked about that on OJ's stream earlier. For-profit shareholder model corporations have a fiduciary legal responsibility to maximize shareholder profits. They have to.
Yeah.
If we're talking about like a worker cooperative or a different, an alternative economic model, that can be different. But Nintendo is not a worker cooperative. Nintendo is a shareholder for-profit corporation.
Oh, yeah. And back in the day, like when, Nintendo did that quality seal of approval, not allowing companies to make more than a certain amount of games. Hey, I completely supported Nintendo on that one. Now, when it comes to today, I don't feel bad for Nintendo, like them not getting all that major third-party support here. They chose to do cartridges. No one told them to do it, so that's on them.
Yeah, 100%. Again, I think they were trying to solve a problem that was pretty much irreversible. Here's the thing: I called that a long time ago, 3 fucking years ago, when Nintendo Prime was making Switch 2 videos every half a minute. Back when it was still a rumor. I said I don't really understand what the purpose of a Switch 2 is, because again, all the power increase is going to come with 2 fatal flaws. Number one, in order to get those more powerful games on the system, how are you going to do it physically? Because 32 gigabyte cart won't hold them, and third parties refuse to fucking optimize their games anymore. Problem number 2, battery tech bottleneck. Those more intensive games are more intensive on batteries and will drain the battery life very fast. It's part of the reason why we had such a massive, monumental failure when it came to the Steam Deck, and why the Steam Deck has only sold like a few million systems, despite being out for years, right? That, and it's a niche product on its own. So there's that too. So there's real issues. The battery tech bottleneck combined with the fact that you have an absolute refusal of third parties to optimize their games. Like, I don't really know what a hybrid is going to be able to do given those 2 technological limitations. I said that 3 years ago. I don't necessarily know that this was the way to go, and I'll be goddamned if everything I said hasn't come to pass in terms of those problems that the Switch 2 is running into. And I think game key cards were their way around that, but they should have fucking known people like me weren't going to go for that.
Oh, yeah. Like I've stated this before, like when it comes to who's at fault for those game key cards, technically Nintendo did create them, but if we look past that, I go by an individual basis depending on the game. I referenced Street Fighter 6. In that situation, that is completely Capcom's fault. They could have perfectly fitted that game on the cartridge, and they should have. At least the base game should have been put on the cartridge. But when it comes to like the Tetris game or the Bravely Default game, when you're only given 2 options, you're given a game key card and a 64 gig cartridge, of course they're going to pick the game key card. Like I think Nintendo should have offered more options.
Well, and I think there's a point to be made that I'm not, again, it's not trying to run defense for Nintendo here. I don't necessarily know that they could. My understanding is that Micronix, who runs the game key card companies, because it's a certain card, it's based on the micro SD Express, which that's a whole nother fucking boondoggle of a decision that I honestly don't know. I know it's faster as far as load times go. I'd have to really sit down and think about if the juice was worth the squeeze on that, because they're so expensive. The different configurations aren't available, and I don't know. I really think that unless it was absolutely necessary for what the Switch 2 was trying to do, I don't know if it was worth it, man. They're hard to find, the configurations aren't there, and it's expensive as shit. Like,
I don't think that they should have stuck with cartridges. It is possible. Like, you remember the PSP discs? That they could have invested into.
That's a good point, Angry, because I was going to rebut with, how do you have a moving disc in a hybrid system? Seems like a disaster waiting to happen as far as scratching the disc. But how were those little mini discs? Does anybody know? Did those have scratching issues?
Oh, they were awesome.
They didn't have.
No, because they had Well, no, because there was a plastic coating that it was put over.
Oh,
But they could have invested into those, made them Blu-ray or something. That could have been a possibility. It was cheaper, but for some reason, Nintendo just loves cartridges.
that's because cartridges fucking are awesome, man. Of course they love them. I love them.
Yeah,
It's part of what brought me back to the Switch. It's part of what brought me back. Man. I love cartridges.
Well, I picked the Switch because I was very, almost the word I'm looking for. I traveled a lot when I got the Switch, so it just made sense.
Hell yeah!
Now I played my Switch on the go a little bit. I haven't taken it outside my home yet because I don't have a case for it just yet, and I'm too afraid to break it. Those things are not cheap.
Right? Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, and that's the other thing. Like, the more expensive these handhelds get, like, who the fuck is taking a ROG Ally at $800 outside? You got to be some. Like, I'm considered by some to be a rich dummy, but you have to be like a fucking millionaire dummy to do that kind of shit, man. Like, who the fuck is taking that system out with them? Like, a Switch I can handle. Like, a Nintendo, my OG Nintendo Switch, yeah, no fucking problem. I'll take that out. If you lose it, okay, it's replaceable. But you start to get into these systems that are $500, $600, $700, it starts to be like, I don't know. Let's see here. TMO6 says, you're definitely angry because you still see this chat. Stop the hate, y'all. Start the love. Agree with Minato. Nintendo pissed off third parties as far back as N64. Oh, Crazy Mallets. It goes back. I mean, they pissed off third parties at the dawn of the NES. They had all those motherfuckers, man. TM, stop it. Get some help. Phil One Up Collect says, the problem with the internet, social media, too much hate, toxicity, and negative. It sucks the fun out of everything. Well said, Philly. And then right back to it. TMO6 says, can't gaslight me, bud. Don't do the stupid antics. I'm not one of these YouTubers. Minato Mario says, how so? If something doesn't have a good argument, it happens. You have to elaborate on that for me, Minato, because we're probably way behind as usual in chat, so I don't know what that's referring to. But if you can remind me, we'll get to it, I'm sure, eventually. Phil One Up Collects says, fight against greedy corporations that don't care about you. Instead of licking their boots, defending them, and arguing with each other, corporations don't need you to fight for them. Yeah, it's always that meme, right? It's like you unsheath katana, step away from the billion-dollar company, right? Let's see here. I am Desire says, I hate greedy corporations. I will never understand why people defend them. So I can explain a little bit of that, Desire. So we all have an inherent desire. One of the 6 weapons of influence is something called consistency principle. We all have a desire to appear to ourselves to be consistent with our past actions, and built into that identity is that of the savvy consumer. So if we buy a product and that product fails, it makes us feel bad. It makes us feel like we weren't that good of a consumer, like we're a sucker, like we didn't do well. So when a product that we purchase does well on the market, that, believe it or not, is a confidence booster unconsciously for you to say to yourself, yeah, I chose correctly. I made the right choice. I was a good customer. I was a smart, savvy customer. And so that's what's going on there. It's not that they're not defending the corporation. They're defending their identity as a savvy customer. That's what's happening. So just
I would say some. I would say some, but I would say there are some select YouTubers that are huge Nintendo people that it's more that they are defending actual Nintendo. Like, I'm not gonna throw no names out there, but there was one guy in the same video. He sat here, criticized Borderlands 4 because there was a possibility it was supposed to come out at $80.
Yeah.
He criticized them for doing it, said that the reason why they're doing it is because they can get away with it, but then sat here and said that when it comes to Mario Kart World, that he doesn't think Nintendo released Mario Kart World at $80 because they knew they could get away with it.
Well, I mean, was his point that he didn't feel like Borderlands could, but he felt like Nintendo could? Was that his point, or was he just being like, it's okay for Nintendo and it's not okay for Gearbox?
Well, his point was that Gearbox didn't have to release it at $80, but the reason why Nintendo had to release Mario Kart World at $80 was because they had to.
That makes no sense. Yeah,
I know that makes no like he was just defending Nintendo when it
no,
came out.
I hear you. Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I'm not denying. So I'm not denying there are some people that shill for Nintendo or any of these other companies. I would just have to see like direct evidence of that. Like if someone were to
Oh, I know.
like if you're getting a paycheck, for example, if they're actively like if you're being paid to do PR for Nintendo or Sony or Microsoft, yeah, of course that's their job, right? I consider a lot of game reviewers to be kind of similar, but in general, I'm talking about the people like what I'm explaining is the phenomenon of people that are just like your randos on Twitter that do it all day long. And a big part of that is just they're defending themselves. They're not defending Nintendo. They're defending themselves because they fucking bought a Switch.
Yeah, I do think some people are. I do think that I do think some people have some invested interest with Nintendo succeeding, so they don't want to say anything negative about it. But I do agree with you that there are probably a good portion of people like that you said.
Yeah. Let's see here. We got Filling Up Collect says, yeah, it was good. He apologized. That's a great thing. 100%. Always good when people can talk to each other and bury that hatchet. Manado Mario says, I was referring to the last debate, yeah, about Nintendo Prime and OJ1. Okay, gotcha. I see what you're saying there, Manado. Sean Smith, what I miss? Well, you came in at 10:41. You missed the whole thing, but we're still having fun, man. And you can always play it back. I'll leave it up. Darius Hines says, if you don't like either YouTube or their content, just block them and move on, LOL. Neither is important enough for anyone to get emotional like a little bit. I see what you're saying, Darius. Part of that seems a little bit like, humanity denying, though, because people, it's literally impossible to, and this is something I've learned just over time. It is literally impossible to explain to anybody not to get emotional over something. We feel how we feel. And oftentimes those are completely irrational feelings that we rationalize after the fact. So I can't get upset for anybody getting angry or upset of something or being outraged about something. It's just something that's inherently human, right? But we do have to be aware of it. And that awareness can allow us to kind of move beyond those things.
Very true.
Rush Dog says GameFAQs was great. Oh gosh, I love old heads like me that remember GameFAQs. Those were the days. Nishquick says, Sup Zoom, is OJ gonna be here too? You missed OJ. He had a 3-hour stream prior to this. He was tired, man. He came in, we did what needed to be done, and he dipped just because he was ready to call it a night. But if you watch back, I think he's here for about the first 30 minutes, roughly. To anyone watching this in the comments, I want you to know if you had a hard day, I see you, you're loved. Internet hug. Fuck yeah, Phil. Yeah, it's over, Nish. Sup, OJ already left. OJ left a while ago. You late. Yeah, Hartman Smith is the low-hanging fruit. Laugh my ass off. Yeah, Manado Mario, that's a Nintendo fan. It's like, yeah, that fucking guy. OJ came and left Bush quick. Let's see, Nish quick. The Sandman show says, Maximus, yeah, you mean bottom of the barrel to be exact. Nintendo fans are laughing if y'all think Hartman Smith is the template. Yeah, he is not the template. No. No one
takes him seriously.
No. Yeah, Crazy Mouse says Harlan Smith is likely on the spectrum. He shows a lot of signs. I am Desire Harmon also thinks GTA is for kids and Mario Kart is for adults.
Literally says that. He literally says that GTA is meant for 8-year-olds. I am not kidding.
I don't fucking believe him. I don't believe him. I gotta get this guy on. I gotta get him on. You gotta help me. You have to help me.
I have said. Oh, hold on. I have sat there and said many times, whenever I've reacted to them, if someone sits there and says that GTA is meant for kids, I would not take parent advice from them. Just saying.
That's crazy. That's fucking.
It is.
That's fucking.
It is very crazy. I am not kidding. Oh, he's gone worse. Okay, I won't sit here and say this, but he's gone a little political where he sat here and said that GTA is meant for one specific group of people. You can probably imagine where that one went.
Oh God, yeah, that dude is, man. I gotta get him on. I promise I'll be nice, guys. I promise I'll be nice.
Yeah, like the best thing you can do is just pop in on his live.
Okay.
He may ignore you. Like there have been times where I popped in on his live, said something to him, and most of the time he ignores me. Occasionally he'll respond. but most time he just ignores me.
I've been fascinated by Harmon for a long time. I just don't believe this shit is fucking real. But if that's the case, like I'm serious. I give him props for that. Like if he comes on here, it's going to be one of two very different discussions. It's going to be, oh my God, you're fucking a real person. You're literally a real fucking human being. Or the other way it goes is for me to go, dude, I am such a fan. You are the greatest character actor I think I've ever seen on YouTube. Like, how have you stayed in character this long? Daniel Day-Lewis, move over.
For 9 years, he's been in this character for 9 years.
Even DSP can't do that. He can't even claim that level of consistency. Like, God damn.
DSP, I've seen clips of DSP. I love whenever I see RGT sit here and mimic him. Oh, it's the most funniest thing ever.
Dude, that's good stuff. Did you see the clip where he flushed his bacon grease down the toilet after cooking breakfast?
I did not.
So he had a DSP cooking show at one time. And this dumb motherfucker literally took bacon grease, walked it to his fucking filthy ass toilet, dumped the bacon grease in and flushed it. And I'm just dying. I died right there. I'm like, okay, well, that's a $2,000 plumbing snake bill right there. Like,
hey, Harmon Smith is live right now. 5 people watching. You could pop in and say, hey, do you want to come on right now? See if he does it.
Guys, do you mind?
Yeah, he's live right now.
Give me a fucking second, guys. Hey, hold on. We're gonna back the stream up for a second. Give me 1 second here.
Here, I'll show you his link. Let me see.
I got him on fucking speed dial as far. Let's see.
Oh, okay, you do. Okay, gotcha. But I'll send you the link if you need it.
Oh, give me 1 second.
I don't anticipate him agreeing to it, but it doesn't hurt to ask. You never know. He could be in that mood tonight.
Harmon, you want to come on Liquor It Up Live? I would love to talk to you. We live now.
Wait, did you send him a voice thing or did you text it?
No, I'm texting it. I'm just reading what I'm texting.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay, gotcha.
Okay, now give it once. Let's see what he says. He's playing Persona 5.
Is it? Oh, okay. Oh yeah, that game did that game just come out?
No, that game's been out for a fucking.
Okay, I've never played Persona. I've never played a single Persona game. Yeah. There, I'll sit there and go on his thing and see if he says anything. Let's see so.
Hey, he said he'll do it, but it's going to be another time. We got fucking Harmon Smith!
He said he'll do it?
Not tonight, but he said he'll do it. So that's going to just be me and him. Because no offense, Angry, if he sees you, he's going to fucking bail. So
he will. I know. See, if he would have agreed to it right now, I would have been like, "Hey, I'll hang up right now."
Yeah, you gotta go. We gotta take the broom and sweep you the fuck out of here.
There you go. Hey, I'm surprised that I'm shocked. Dur, you have shocked me twice tonight. Okay, my jaw has dropped twice tonight because of you.
Okay, well that's what I do, man. That's what I do. Yeah, it's that old. What is that? Death Grips quotes. What did he say? That's what I always tell people, man. Like I do my best to fucking. I do my best to exceed expectations, and that's what he said. Yeah, it's let's see, great. I make the money, man. I roll the nickels. The game is mine. I deal the cards.
I'm gonna laugh if your most viewed video is gonna be of Harmon Smith.
That's gonna be fucking amazing. And again, if it gets fucking 2 views, I don't give a shit. It's Harmon motherfucking Smith. This is somebody I've followed forever.
I know. It's the great Harmon Smith.
Like, this is gonna be fucking incredible. Let's see here. 99% of the commentary content I've seen are all Harmon Smith. Well, the man, the myth, the legend might be coming on here. Let's see. Flipping is just Unk status. Switch 2 is the future. Well, if I'm an honorary Unk, I take that with pride, TM06. And it could well be. It could well be that I'm just some fucking old man who fucking shakes his medication, into the fucking microphone while my fucking hands tremble and I just don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Very possible. Very possible. But I'm telling you, I've got a good track record when it comes to Nintendo. I know how to call them. I know how to call the hits. I know how to call the misses. And I know how to call the mess. And Switch 2 to me feels like a meh. It just does. Feels like a
Yeah, so far. I mean, it's just because they haven't released anything yet to just wow you.
And again, it could change in a heartbeat. It could change in a heartbeat.
Yeah. Like DK Bonanza was a great game. I do not take that away.
Yeah, but it's already
I really don't think
sales in Japan. It's already halved its fucking sales, man. Like
it's already what?
It's already halved its fucking sales in Japan. And now again, you could say that maybe Japan isn't Donkey Kong's stronghold. Maybe I think the US does.
Yeah.
A majority, I think the US has always been Donkey Kong's bread and butter ever since Donkey Kong Country. So until we get the US sales, I don't want to speak too harshly on that. But yeah, seeing those Famitsu sales literally drop in half within 3 or 4 weeks, I think it'll sell consistently. But I think we're probably 6 or 7 weeks out from being 6, 7, 8,000 games, which again, that's a good clip per week, but that's not system selling. The system seller is Mario Kart World. It's just Mario Kart World, man. That's the one. 97% fucking attach rate. And then they also buy Donkey Kong.
Yeah. Like, I don't know if DK Bonanza is really selling well because I think that
it's selling well.
Well, it's because, I know, but they haven't released the information on how many total sales that is. But yeah, and usually when companies do that, that's not always a good sign for the most part. But
it's
Nintendo does weird stuff.
Nintendo in particular, you won't see them even give you sales until it reaches at least 1 million. I think is what it is, and then that's when they start. What they do is they show you their million sellers. So once it reaches 1 million, which I'm very confident Donkey Kong Bonanza will blow that away. I
would have thought it would have sold more right now because there's not a whole lot of games to play on the Switch 2 at the moment, or a lot of new games.
Yeah, historically it's par for the course with a game like Kirby, right? Outside of Donkey Kong Country phenomenon. So I would expect it to sell anywhere from 5 to 9 million copies is what I would expect, depending on. It has the advantage of being an early game, so it came out early in the life cycle. So it'll be evergreens. If people buy Switches, some of those people won't even look at Donkey Kong games. But my point is, I don't see any evidence that this is a game people are picking the system up for by and large. Anecdotally, sure, there might be that Donkey Kong fan that's like, I waited until Donkey Kong came out. In general, though, I think the data's showing me that most people are buying it right now for Mario Kart World and then buying other games once they get Mario Kart World.
Oh yeah, probably. Now if they would have bundled it in the same way they did with Mario Kart World, it could have been a system seller. Like if they would have never bundled in Mario Kart World, I still don't think a lot of people would have paid $80 for Mario. I really don't.
Are you kidding?
I think only the die-hard people. I don't think that a lot of people would pay $80 for Mario Kart World. I really don't. I think only the die-hard fans.
I wish you were right, but man, it's not. I guess that's the breakdown. I haven't really poured over the financials. Did most people buy the bundle, or is that what happened?
Yeah, I believe that most people bought the bundle.
Well, that's evidence that's some evidence pointing toward what you're saying. But
I don't have the facts on me, but I could have sworn that I heard Nintendo Prime say it was like, I think 70 something or 80 something %. Don't quote me on it, but I believe, if I remember correctly, he said there was like an attach rate with Mario Kart World to the Switch 2 sales. It was like a 70 or 80 something %. Doesn't mean that people bought the bundle. It just means that they bought it. I'm just going to go out on a limb that with the rising thing of digital, a lot of people still buying digital games at the moment. I would probably say that the majority of the the Mario Kart World sales probably was off of digital sales over physical sales.
So I'm gonna give you a hot take that gets me in trouble every time I do it, but it's worth saying. So the Mario Kart World bundle is $499, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so Mario Kart World goes a $499 game. There was nothing else to fucking play when that game came out. They paid $499.
Well, there was Fast Fusion, which I did a review on. I loved Fast Fusion. $15.
I'm playing Fast RMX right now, and if it's even 3/4 as good as Fast RMX, it's probably better from what I'm hearing from people. I love Fast RMX. Fast RMX is the shit.
Yeah, Fast Fusion. I gave it a 9 out of 10. You know, if they would have made more levels that had environmental stuff in it, I would have gave it a 10 out of 10. Because they did a few select levels where they had some environmental stuff, and it was the best levels in that whole game.
Nice. Yeah, it's let's see here. We got Phil for sale. PlayerEssence didn't want to come. No, he missed him. He was only here for about 30 minutes because he had a previous stream, so he was getting tired, man. He only streamed for so long. I'm not sure what AVS is talking about, to be honest. That was at 10:48, so you'd have to again. Minato, poor Minato. I'm so fucking far behind because there's so many chats. There was one time Harmon Smith's sock account, and OJ quickly knew it was fake. Oh, bummer. To be honest, most Nintendo fanboys cloud themselves by not realizing power and efficiency is the future of handheld gaming. So, yeah, I mean, ultimately they want to get to that, but there's some technological bottlenecks they've got to be able to overcome, which will happen. But here's the thing. It won't be because of gaming. It'll be because of, like, portable reactors. It'll be for other technologies will unlock the thing that triggers, you know, gaming's technological renaissance in that particular sphere. But once we got to get those bottlenecks cracked before we can really do much more with the hybrids and the handhelds, just because there's just so many obstacles to them. You never heard of MBG? He's one of the biggest PlayStation fanboys too. Yeah, I haven't. And Minato, because I just don't care about PlayStation that much. Rush Dog says this may not be the shortest episode after all. It'll take a while to get through these super chats. Yeah, so far. I Am Desire says Reforge is dumb. Phil One Up Collect says, speaking of disinterest, I'm that way about all three now. What happened to gaming? Yeah, Phil's done. And Phil is very vocal about being fucking done. He's done with all of them. Let's see. Oh, Jez hates Nintendo with a passion, which is hilarious. Jez, that's the guy I mentioned that was the Xbox fanboy.
Okay.
Damn, I got to re-listen to OJ stuff tomorrow, LOL. Definitely, Nish. Yeah, definitely worth hearing what he has to say. Darius says, I promise you that that boy Reforge will absolutely cook in a debate. Never understood all the hate he gets. He speaks very intelligently. Yeah, so I don't know who Reforge is, but I'll definitely look into him, guys, for sure.
Reforge is a lot like Dark Side, Phil, because from the clips I've seen, Reforge will like bash his own audience for not becoming members. You know, I believe he might do it with super chats like DSP does, but I have definitely heard him sit there and say, "Come on, guys, let's get the members up."
Hey, we're gonna get TM06 in here. I just now got. Sorry, TM. I hope you're still up. We're just now getting to you, but we're gonna hop you in here. So give me 1 second while I add a friend to the DM, and we're looking for TM06, baby. All right, he's going to come in, and he says he can't defend. No, we don't want to do that. We want to, we just want to add. There we go. Okay. And let's see if he's still up. Oh, God, he's still up. Awesome. What's going on, man? Welcome on to Liquored Up Live.
Yeah, what up?
Not too much,
How's
man.
it going?
Nah, so
I'm doing good.
So what you been up to? What'd you get up to prior to stopping in here at the bar with us?
Nothing, man. I've been chilling, really. I've been chilling, gaming, relaxing, taking care of the home.
Oh, yeah, hold the fort down. You got to do that, man. So speak on Nintendo Switch 2 a little bit. I'm glad you're in here because I want to get the perspective of somebody who is at least somewhat not skeptical of this fucking system. That way we can at least give the other side of things. That's important.
So you know me, right? I've had this conversation with you before about how I feel about powerful handhelds.
Yeah, that was a good comment.
How I believe the Switch 2 should go. And I mean, just overall, I don't think the Switch 2 will be like a drastic failure. I think it'll still sell up to 100 million units. Do I think it'll be 150 like the Switch 1? Hell no, that definitely isn't going to happen.
Yeah,
I do think it'll reach at least 100 million to 115 million by the end of its life cycle. So if we're looking at 8 years from now, so around like 2033, 2034, I can see it.
So I want to kind of explore that real quick though, because and I get that perspective. I think OJ kind of shares those numbers, and I guess the question I would have, and eventually OJ is going to come on to talk about Mass Effect 3, and I'll be able to ask him this. It's just we're all busy, right? But I guess I'll ask you the same thing. So 100 million doesn't seem too out of whack. Like if it wasn't for if it was just Nintendo putting out a sustaining innovation that is the successor to one of the most popular systems of all time, I would say fuck yeah with a bullet. But the problem is, are we also? And I just want to make sure your analysis is factoring in the stuff going on outside of gaming, because boy, there's a fucking lot of stuff going on outside gaming right now. It's not looking great. You've got the worsening geopolitical global situation. You've got worsening macroeconomic trends. You don't have a single fucking emerging market that seems like consoles can penetrate. Like, I guess my question is that, if you have the typical drop-off a Nintendo sustaining innovation has, and the model for that has always been the NES to Super Nintendo, so roughly about anywhere from a 20 to a 27% drop-off, if you have that during economic good times, what are we going to look at during economic bad times and geopolitical bad times?
I would say maybe... Oof. Maybe 60 to 75 million.
That's what I'm saying, and see, that's what I'm kind of factoring in. Now, I'm a pessimist by nature, so maybe we don't get ourselves into a global fucking conflict. Maybe the tariffs are temporary. Maybe we don't have a million proxy wars going on at once that impact potential markets that gaming could expand into. It just seems like there's a lot of bad shit going on. Now, none of that is Nintendo's fault. None of that is Sony or Microsoft or any other fault, but it is there.
Right.
And all forces bend to macroeconomics and geopolitics. They just do. Like, that's kind of what I'm looking at. Like, if you were to tell me that we were in pretty much in the more stable times, oh yeah, easy 100 plus million, easy. But I just think Nintendo's going to get wrecked by a lot of black swan events that it just can't predict.
Yeah, I think all these companies are. They're about to see a rude awakening because of the Orange Man.
Yeah, exactly. The other thing is, I'm with you. Sustaining innovations can be good, particularly in handhelds, though. There's just a lot of tech bottlenecks. That's what I was speaking about, like the battery tech. Till we get those miracle graphene batteries, we're close from what I hear. But until we get those, the more intensive games sap battery strength, and the more intensive games just are not optimized. They just refuse to fucking optimize their shit. And it's like...
Go ahead. Well, I was going to say that's where I disagree with, because you have the Switch 2, right? That's pumping out games like Cyberpunk at that visual quality, despite it dropping to like 20 FPS and going to dog time.
No, I can...
The fact that that's running off of a handheld that's running on 10 watts is crazy.
But is that the exception for third parties, or is that the rule?
I mean, I think it could be lower. I think if you don't chase the highest possible fidelity and you target a stable 30 and or a stable 40 FPS, and I know the whole argument, well, TVs don't support 40 FPS, man, fuck them TVs. It's a handheld. Most of the time with that handheld, you're going to be playing on the handheld. So I don't know. I really do think that's the best bet for third-party devs. Like when I look at Wild Arms, right? That game's frame rate is all over the place. Like they're trying to target 60, and then it's dropping to 30, and it's going up to 40, then it's going back up to 60. Like that is jarring. Like just target 40 to 45, keep it in handheld mode. Let that be the target performance in handheld mode. 40 FPS at 720p. Docked mode. Lower the quality of the game. Lower the assets. Base it off like... I shouldn't say base, because on PC it runs like dog shit.
Right.
Try and have it run at a stable 60 without diminishing the graphics to look just piss poor. Even if you have to have it run at like 800p on TV, fuck it, do it. Because Nintendo fans don't care about that stuff. They don't care about not playing the game at 1440p or 1080 or any of that.
And that's the thing. I agree with that. Like you were talking to my old ass on your stream, and that was my whole point. Is like most of these fucking people that are on Nintendo or that are Soccer Mom Stacy, they don't even know what the fucking FPS is. They don't fucking know. They don't know what a refresh rate is. They don't know what a gigahertz. They don't know.
Now, I do feel a little distraught because I've always said, yeah, we got DLSS. This is cool. This is gonna, help games. Japanese devs are twiddling their thumbs, acting like they don't know how to use DLSS.
Why
a lot of games don't support
that? Like, what the fuck is up with that?
Japanese devs are behind the times when it comes to DLSS, right, has always been like a PP thing.
Is that the frame generation or is that something else?
Frame generation is a part of DLSS. Okay. It's a part of the suite. But I don't think frame gen is in Switch 2. I don't think the DLSS suite on Switch 2 supports the frame generation.
Gotcha. Okay.
But I think the reason why a lot of Japanese devs don't do it is that, for one, PC gaming is now like starting to grow in Japan at like a rapid rate. And two, they just never found a need for it. And that a lot of Japanese games on PC are somewhat unoptimized. I shouldn't say somewhat. A lot are unoptimized.
Oh, yeah. I'll never forget trying to play fucking Dark Souls, the first Dark Souls game on PC for them. I'm like, what the fuck is this shit?
Like even Elden Ring on PC, have a good time trying to run that at a stable 60 while maintaining, decent graphics.
No, you're not kidding there. So, I remember playing Elden Ring on stream, and it's just like, this feels like it would be better with a controller.
Yeah, we seen what that Switch trailer looked like, and it doesn't look like 60. So, I mean, I don't know, man. These Japanese devs need to get it together. When I saw Nintendo post oh yeah, Donkey Kong Bonanza has performance issues because we want to prioritize fun off rip, I knew that was lies. Right. I'm like, yeah, there's something else going on. And then you had Digital Foundry like, oh yeah, it seems like they didn't update their engines to support DLSS. Oh, no wonder.
Yeah, Nintendo
no wonder.
Always been behind the times on tech. Always. They're always about a gen and a half behind.
You want to know who isn't behind? And this is what irks me. This is what irks me. I want you to take a wild guess. What video game company that's Japanese is using DLSS on the Switch 2?
Would it be Capcom?
No, not Square Enix.
I'm just trying to throw out a Japanese dev I know.
Oh yeah. I'll give you a hint. Think of a more dog shit developer.
Okay, we're going too high up.
Yeah, there's a lot of those.
It can be
recent success. They have the highest grossing entertainment franchise in the world.
Oh, Game Freak.
Yes, Game Freak used DLSS for Scarlet and Violet, and they're using it for ZA.
That's fucking wild. Those guys, like, I'll never forget, like, what is it that my friend V likes to use the example of just how fucking incompetent they are as a developer. 96 lumines or what lumens. So basically, instead of just having a sprite that appears in certain scripted cutscenes, because they didn't know how to do that, they just put 96 of that particular sprite all at the same time everywhere where she appears or whatever. And it's just like, are you fucking with me? And she's like, no. That's an actual story from the development of one of the Pokemon games. Like, there's just that sprite hanging out, and they populate it when they need to. But there's 96 of them on the map at any given time. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, there's so many Pokemon spawning in. Like, I was playing Scarlet and Violet just the other day, and like so many Pokemon spawning. To me, it's a little too much. I feel a little bit overstimulated when I see that many Pokemon. I'm just trying to roam in the world, and I keep bumping into a Pikachu. Yeah, I mean, it's it's great. I like it. I enjoyed it.
I haven't played Scarlet and Violet since it launched.
That game did incredible fucking tricks on the Switch 1. I'm just like, what the fuck is this magic fucking shit going on here? That game, Like it is a nightmare. But that game, I can only describe it as absolute magic. Like when you go into a cave and then all of a sudden you can see like the twisted remnants of the outside world from inside the cave walls. It's like I don't know what's happening, but this is wild. I cannot believe this fucking game shipped like this.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, it has some problems. I didn't like the villainous Team Star. I didn't really support it.
Yeah, they God,
The bully
I can go on a whole
the bully
diatribe about Pokemon, man. I seen the Pokemon Championship, and so like there's this dude, this Pokemon, and if you think Nintendo fanboys or Xbox or PlayStation fanboys are bad, no. The worst are Pokemon fanboys. Like I can't tolerate them. Like they show Pokemon Champions. That game is literally Sword and Shield models, assets ripped, and just placed in a battle simulator. And I'm like, there's no way why a 2025 game like Pokemon Champions should look like this, and it's a battle simulator. Meanwhile, Pokemon Battle Revolution has more lighting and detail effects, and that's a 20-year-old Wii game. There's no fucking way. There's no fucking way that should be. And again, dude was like, well, I think Pokemon Champions looks better. In what world? In what universe? Like, there's just no way. In the people that made Battle Revolution, you would think that the Pokemon Company would get these people to work on Pokemon Scarlet and Violet and other featured 3D Pokemon games. Pokemon Company said, hell no, you're going to make Pokemon Cafe remakes.
Oh, jeez.
I mean, they're all over the place, man.
I do sure wish they would focus on what makes their bread, right?
Mm-hmm.
They can make a AAA game though.
But like, did you like Sword and Shield?
I hated it. That was the.
Oh, me too. That was the worst Pokemon game I've ever played.
The story on that was dog shit. Not that anybody plays Pokemon for the story.
That is the reason why that story was the worst story.
I love the villain at the very end.
No, I wouldn't say it's the worst story I've played. I think that would go to Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, because absolutely nothing makes sense in that game. Like we see the artist gym leader, the fairy type gym leader for Sun and Moon in that game, where we don't see Lily, but then this game is supposed to be like a reimagining of Pokemon Yellow. But
that was the reason why I bought it. I thought it was supposed to be a remake, and I'm like, this is just
BS. Nope. It's like an in between game, because Red, Blue, and Green are all like master trainers, so they're above champions. So why are we reliving the same events that these three trainers went through the same exact way, just with Team Rocket in place? It was so out of whack.
Yeah, it was like a weird fucking like dimensional time warp or some shit. It felt like.
Yeah, it was just so strange, and that was the start of it. And really, if you ask me where I think the downfall of Pokemon happened, I think it was the popularity of Pokemon Go. Like that really hurt like the franchise from, its roots, like its real true roots, what it was. Like, and I also have to blame the fans. Like, people complain about, oh, we want Pokemon to be hard. They gave you Black and White, and Black and White 2, specifically Black and White 2, had difficulty modes. You had easy, normal, and hard. After you beat the game, you can unlock hard mode, and you can run the game again on hard mode.
Well, what happened?
There was like,
what happened with me?
There was borderline like relationship shit. Like, you could have a boyfriend or girlfriend if you do like this monotonous 20 mission based event by riding a carousel. Like, it was so much shit in that game that people hated, and then they made X and Y, and then they complained about X and Y, and it's just a repeat, situation when it comes to Pokemon.
Off Pokemon, what happened? Not because of anything Pokemon did. I simply discovered a game called Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne, and I'm just like, oh, shit, this is what I've been looking for the whole time. Like, oh, it's right here. And
I've never played any of those games.
Oh my god, you've not lived till you fought the fucking Matador in Shin Megami Tensei 3. That separates the men from the boys, right there, man. That motherfucker killed me so many times.
Are any of you guys excited for the new Digimon?
I played Digimon Cyber Sleuth. That was the last Digimon game I played. I actually enjoyed the shit out of that game.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Time Strangers.
Now, what's this?
Yeah.
Time Strangers?
Yeah, I'm excited for it.
Sleuth, or is it going to be more like a different type of game?
I know it. I think it's set in more in the Cyber Sleuth, but there's supposed to be like some type of time travel mechanic to it. I think.
Okay, neat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can dig that for sure. Let's take a look here. Minato Mario says, "Nah, pre-owned is still owned, in my opinion." I mean, yeah, if you own the game, you own the game, as long as they're not doing some shady bullshit that makes you not be able to play it. But I think a lot of that is overblown. Let's see here. Let's see. Switch 2 is being sold used in the first week in my area. Okay, so I'm Desire backs that up. As far as like the availability, I just that shocks me that you're starting to see that. Like that just shocks me.
It just depends what area you're in. Like in my area, can't find any used ones.
You can't find
like
shit.
I called all the game. Like I called the GameStops, and only one. I have like 5 GameStops around me, and only one of them said that they had a Switch 2 coming, and that was it. I just got lucky that I knew some.
Yeah. Monato Mario says, "Not sure if you're even being honest, AVS." Well, we're gonna take him at his word. Why would he lie about that? Right? Like, it's a weird thing to lie about. So I don't think he's lying. Let's see. DK looks meh. Great game though, outside of the easy boss fights. Rush Dog says,
ridiculously easy.
I can partially defend the Switch 2. There's good stuff there. Rush, if you're up, I would love for you to come on. I'll try to give you a call in. And if you don't answer, that's cool. Rush might be asleep here. But let's try to get him in too, and we can we'll see if we can give him a brief floor to we want to get other people in that have perspectives beyond the skepticism. So we need Rush Dog.
Yeah, I'm perfectly fine. I don't back down for nothing.
Let's see.
Except there's only one person I told no to.
We'll love to talk to. There's one Nintendo fan. He always ran from me. It's what's his name? Nintendo God. And I don't know, man. Like I have a feeling that there's like somebody that's like within the gaming community that actually runs that account, because no way this person believed that the Switch 2 would be on par with the PS5 and saying it can run GTA 6 and all these other like next gen only high demanding CPU demanding GPU demanding titles. Like no way.
Yeah,
I don't even think the PS5 is going to be able to run GTA 6. From the rumor, it's only going to be the it's going to be the PS5 Pro that can do it in a hard 6 or lock 60. The PS5 can only do it like 30 or something like that. I think they're going to, it would not surprise me if Rockstar just pushes out GTA again and waits until the PS6. I think that's going to happen.
Oh yeah, they're going to milk this game. That's going to be a forever game because of the online. You're going to see it on PlayStation 5, PS6, PS7. Hell, you might see it on PlayStation 8.
PlayStation 8. Here, hold on real quick. I will be right back. I got to say goodnight to the wife.
No, you're good. You're good to go. Rush is a little too late for him to come on, but maybe next time. Get my old ass trying to get all these fucking. Let's see. My kids love DK. Yeah, I mean, it looks like a pretty stellar game. I just don't necessarily know if it's a game that's going to sell lots of Switch 2s. But again, software is there's 3 tiers of software in terms of purpose. So tier 1 software sells the hardware. Tier 2 software gives those people something to play once they're done with the system sellers. Tier 3 is sequels to those system sellers to sustain and maintain momentum as other competition is coming out in the twilight years. Switch 1 did this expertly. All 3 of those was done just fucking absolute bangerang of a job. I think Donkey Kong Bonanza falls very clearly into that tier 2 job. I think it's absolutely there for that. Let's see here. Minato Mario says, I haven't bought Switch 2 because right now I don't see myself needing one yet. Phil One Up Collect says, you don't want me to hop on. I'll be on tomorrow night, friends. Stay tuned. Yeah, Phil's going to join me tomorrow. Rush Dog says, a game can be a 10 out of 10 with performance issues. Breath of the Wild was 10-10 and had performance issues. Yeah, there were parts of that game that was like a fucking painting, like when it first came out. Like Zora's Domain, you could hang that fucker on a wall. But I love the shit out of it nevertheless. Yeah, Rush Dog, I'm kind of inclined to agree with you. That game was just so fucking good. Outside of the bullshit fucking stealth mission with the weird banana hoarder guys. That drove me to fits. Manana Mario says DK Bonanza is Game of the Year candidate, LOL, along with Expedition 33 and many others. Rush Dog says, nice, Phil. Liquored Up Live is back in a big way. Going to break your record for longest episode. Yeah, Phil does currently. He's like the reigning champion for that. TMO6, a game cannot be a 10 out of 10 with performance issues. All right, so TMO6 disagrees. Kind of give your perspective on that, if you will, TM, because I'm kind of inclined to agree with Rush. Breath of the Wild was really fucking good, man.
Yeah, I've always viewed that like it can be a good game, right? It can be like a 9 out of 10.
Right.
But I feel like to be a 10 out of 10,
you're looking at the
unicorn. It has to run smooth.
Yeah.
Either a very smooth 30 or a very smooth 60. But if it's just wonky frame rates and a wonky resolution, I can't do it.
Well, Breath of the Wild,
like, I can't even consider
those things. Yeah.
Go ahead.
So
I completely agree with what you just said.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
But also to me, it depends on the price point too. If they release like an indie $15 game, I give a little bit of grace to like the cheaper games than I do for a full-fledged $70.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that too. Basically, it's all based on like, you know, what it costs versus performance versus the enjoyment you had, content. Like, yeah. And I'll be honest with you, I don't really particularly like the scoring with
Excited. I can't.
Now we can hear you.
Okay, we're back. Sorry, I had a little bit of an internet snafu. It looks like it's over now. Weird fucking time for that to happen. Anyway, where were we now? Let's see here. Okay, so let's see. Mario Kart World has fetch quests. It's called the Open World. Laugh out loud.
I agree.
I haven't played it yet, so I'll leave it to the people who have played Mario Kart World. But
they're referring to those P-switch missions because all you unlock are stickers.
Gotcha. The only question I have, and I won't know it till I actually get my actual hands on it to really settle down on it. What I will say is that I often view games as fulfilling certain appetites. So when you order a dish at a restaurant, it's to fulfill a certain appetite for that dish. Mario Kart is an arcade battle racer, right? So I guess my only question would be,
Dualism?
is
You cut out again there, flipping the switch.
Fuck. Okay, we might have to. God damn it! Can everybody hear me, or can you guys hear me again now? Let's
That's a
see.
sign.
I'm still connected, but all right. Let's do a sound check. Can the lobby hear me? Hello? Oh shit.
Oh, okay.
Okay, now I'm back.
There.
Okay, so we're trying.
There you
Here,
go.
but I don't know what the fuck is going on with the internet. But let me try to unshare and share again. So, oh, there I come. Okay, so I'm back on. It's showing back up on my screen too. Jesus fucking Christ. Okay. Anywho, all right. So anyway, what I was saying is, what the fuck was I saying? Now I'm getting. Oh yeah. So my only question would be is what exactly it is an open world Mario Kart. Is that something that fulfills that arcade battle racer? Does it enhance that particular appetite in any way, shape, or form? Again, not knowing because I haven't played it.
Yeah. In my personal opinion, no, I don't think the open world really adds anything to it.
Okay.
To me, it's just nothing but filler that they just because they marketed around the whole world aspect, and to me, they dropped the ball on it because it's fun for like the first 5 seconds to do those P-switch missions, but to me, there's no real incentive to do them except unlock stickers, and I didn't really care about them.
Didn't care about it because you're not a collectathon guy, like you said. This is not your thing.
No, I'm not a completionist.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
TMO6 says Breath of the Wild is far from 10-10 in my opinion. Yeah, it has its issues. And part of this, you got to understand, part of this is me geeking the fuck out and having a classical Zelda game for the first time in like 15 or 20 years. The last real Zelda game I really loved and sunk my teeth into was A Link to the fucking Past. And that was the first game that really felt like Nintendo was back to that classical NES going. It was amazing. I was in heaven with that game. But yeah,
you and Harmon might be best friends then because he says that one is the GOAT.
I'm a real stickler for Zelda 2, if you can believe that.
Yeah.
But I also like A Link to the Past. I even find some merit with Ocarina of Time, and Breath of the Wild is really fucking good. So
I like Twilight Princess.
I feel like my problem with Breath of the Wild, and with a lot of Nintendo games, is that like I've always played like different games like next to Nintendo games, so I never just like solely only played Nintendo games. So but Mario was the thing. Like when I was playing Mario Sunshine, I was also playing like Jack and Daxter and Ratchet and Clank, and I'll always be like, man, this. Mario would be a lot better if it was like Ratchet and Clank or Jack and Dexter. It was like, a vast open zones where I can just explore and roam. And, there's vehicular combat and natural weapons and some depth to the gameplay besides jumping. And, I felt like with Breath of the Wild, I was walking in like, yeah, this is going to be like a full-blown RPG. And nah, it's not that.
Well, yeah.
I was thinking that it would have like an in-depth narrative. I wasn't pleased.
Yeah, Breath of the Wild is not so. Yeah, you were looking for something that Zelda just isn't, sadly. And I get where you're coming from. Zelda is an action adventure game. It's a Nintendo Fun Club newsletter in 1988 described Zelda as the best of both worlds. The both worlds being described was being both PC and arcade. So it had the tactile kind of combat action of like an arcade game and the larger explorable open world of, say, like a game on the PC, like Ultima, is what it basically is, a synthesis of like an Ultima and like a think Ultima and then think what's the PC game, the fantasy PC game that everybody was playing at the time? Dwarf Needs Food. I can't even fucking think of it anymore. It's kind of a fusion of those two concepts, essentially, is what the Nintendo Fun Club newsletter kind of described it as. But yeah, it's not going to have any kind of in-depth RPG mechanics, and where it falls apart for me is about like the game is everything feels really dangerous and scary at first, but as you gather equipment and resources, the game becomes a cakewalk. It's either really, really challenging and fun in the beginning, and then by the time you get to the mid game, the difficulty falls off the cliff. Right? That's kind of where it always loses me. Let's see here.
I mean, especially with Tears of the Kingdom. I mean, you had Tears of the Kingdom, and I remember like off it, people were doing duplication glitches, and that ruined everything with the game. I mean, I can't say I'm no saint. I've used them because I wasn't gonna grind a bunch of rupees just to buy some clothes and items and arrows in the game.
Yeah, I never got into to Tears of the Kingdom. It seemed too busy to me, and it gave me the worst case of fucking ADHD I think I've ever had. It's like there are so many directions you're pulled in with that fucking game, and the actual world building is absolute shit. They completely contradict like the game that literally came like 6 years before it. It's like, man, what are you doing? Like, I need to give it another shot, but I was not very impressed with Tears.
It's a perfect game to play on Switch too, man. It's a perfect game. 60 FPS.
Let's see.
I might one day I will get into Tears. It's what with me. I did love Breath of the Wild, but I hated the combat of Breath of the Wild. I just did not like how the weapons braked all the time, and it took me. What?
A lot of people didn't like that. Yeah.
Yeah, so and I know Tears of the Kingdom is like it, and I'm probably going to enjoy Tears of the Kingdom, but for me to get into a game that I know is going to be like that, it literally has to be where that's the only game I have to play at the moment. Like with Breath of the Wild, I remember I tried it and then I put it away and then I beat all the other games and that was the last game I had. I'm like, okay, let's finally play it, and then I loved it.
So kind of that last resort game, you're like, man, this is good when you finally get the chance.
Yeah, exactly. I just hate the breakable weapons. If they would have just made the Master Sword not break, then it would have made it worth it. It's like, how does the Master Sword break?
Right. Well, it doesn't break. Doesn't it just power down and then it has to, which is still shit.
I don't. Yeah. Well, they should have made it to where it didn't power down whatsoever. It's the Master Sword for crying out loud.
Yeah. Phil One Up Collect says, yeah, the only Bowser that's a clown is the president of Nintendo. Well, Phil, Bowser literally rode around in what is called a clown cart. So I got bad news for you. Bowser was a clown for probably half his life, sadly. Bowser felt scary and dangerous in Mario Brothers 1. He was actually like an evil sorcerer. He felt dangerous and scary, had a fucking army with a tank brigade and a navy and an air force in Mario Brothers 3. And Mario World's where Bowser became kind of a clown villain. Like you were playing a mop-up operation on Dinosaur Island, and the final level is like fucking Las Vegas with fireworks going off, and he's in a fucking clown car. It's literally called the clown car. Like, god damn it, Nintendo. Still
I love
Mario
Yoshi's
World,
Island.
but Yoshi's Island for what it is, if I could get past the fucking Nintendo of America, fuck them in my mind on that, because I went into that game expecting a sequel, an actual sequel to an actual fucking 2D Mario game. And what I got was this fucking weird shit with this crying ass baby. Now, taken on its own merit, Yoshi's Island is one of the finest platformers ever made. And it is the true and only great collectible. It is amazing for a collectathon.
You didn't like Yoshi's Island?
I
call it the child endangerment simulator. Talking children and having the little babies. Because I know on Yoshi's Island DS, you got Baby Mario and Baby DK. And you got Baby DK getting abducted and all that. Like, come on. I don't even know how that got past like the Nintendo board of members.
That is wild.
It's literal child abduction.
I don't remember Baby DK.
Yeah. Baby DK was in Yoshi Island DS.
Yeah, DS.
Yeah, he was in the DS.
Sequel,
okay. Yeah, see, I only ever play. Oh, that's a sequel?
It's a direct sequel to Yoshi's Island. Yeah. I never got to play that one, but yeah, it's as close as it gets. After that, we get like the Yoshi spin-off games, which are varying levels of success and failure.
Yeah.
But that was the Yoshi's Island DS was like a true sequel to Yoshi's Island. And taking on its own merits, it's a lovely game, but in Nintendo in America, they had to put Yoshi's Super Mario World 2 on there.
Yeah.
And,
Probably, yeah.
and I remember as a kid being like, the fuck is this?
Yeah. It's kind of like a lot to do with the Assassin's Creed when it came to like Origins and it had nothing to do with the Assassin's Creed game. Slapped that title on there because they knew it was going to.
Right. Let's see. Restock says Helicon is not pronounced Helicon. LOL. It's pronounced Halcyon. Thank you, Rush. I prefer it my way. And so what I mean by that is that you're absolutely right. Probably that is we'll just chalk that up to one of my other wonderfully pronunciations. I've got another one that is a favorite, which is rendezvous. I know it's supposed to be rendezvous. For some reason, I sounded out it's rendezvous, and I try not to do that on stream because like it's so fucking ridiculous. But I get caught up every once in a while. So let's see here. Manolo Mario says Phil one up collects, man. I mean Reggie was also being called a clown too during Wii U and 3DS era. LOL. Any Mewtwo, they all mine, Phil says. Yu-Gi-Oh! Slaps. I got several tin bins in storage. I hope they're okay. Better check on that, man. Philip collects. Yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is still a huge deal. It's crazy, LOL. At Flipping the Switch, we need to see what Nintendo has during 2026 because games sell. Agree. So, yeah, and I did say that, Minato Mario, anything can change at any given rate. So, if the next Wii Sports comes out, that'll like if there's some new thing Nintendo comes out with that just blows the fucking doors down, or they produce a quality Zelda, or if they can manage to really do a good 2D Mario or even a 3D Mario at this point, because it's selling pretty good clip too, that could change everything. But we'll have to see what they got. We'll see what kind of shit they got on the shelf. Phil One Up Collect says, I picked up some Dragon Ball and Digimon trading card games that's so dirt cheap in comparison to Magic and the others. Well, isn't Magic got like an infinite universe problem right now where like every fucking week they come out with like a new universe they're expanding into? It's like the whole cohesion is breaking down. That's my understanding. I don't really play any of the card games, but it seems like every fucking week I'm seeing a new expansion for Magic now. Like Final Fantasy and Walking Dead and just every fucking thing you can think of has a Magic set now.
Yeah, I know that they had. I think I heard that they had a Nintendo Magic thing with Mario in it. I could be wrong, but I could have sworn I saw that on YouTube somewhere.
Oh, if it did, that would be right up my alley. Just like the Junji Ito set, because I'm a huge Junji Ito fan. Like, had to get some.
I'm gonna look it up real quick.
Phil says the TLDR version of what Zoo said. Stuff sucks. Stop arguing about video games. Yeah, I think life is getting worse for most people. Minato Mario says, correct me if I'm wrong, if Switch 2 did sell over 100 million, it would be the first time Nintendo had to have a back-to-back 100 million console. Last time it was Sony with PS1 and the DVD player. Yeah, that sounds correct to me. I wouldn't know without actually taking a look at things, but that sounds correct. Now, if you're not counting the handheld systems. Let's see. You get Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild cheaper than $80.
Never mind. It was a fan made thing, so it wasn't actually a thing. It was just fan. I was shocked when I heard about that because like Nintendo never does that.
Let's see. Yeah, I don't know. Flipping the Switch, Team 06 says, I mean, people should go where the game plays better, in my opinion. I don't know. Flipping the Switch with the issues with the Switch 2, it seems like this could not have been made. That was my old man argument. Elemental Hero, the Shadow Link Dragon, is given what's about to happen, given that the world's about to fucking explode, and there are all kinds of supply chain issues, and we haven't cracked the battery tech bottleneck. Like, just continue with the old ass rickety Switch one. Now, again, that's a nuclear take. Nobody agrees with that.
Have some optimism, Unc. Come on.
Look at this world. What is there to be? What the fuck is there to be optimistic about?
Come on, man. We got to see what we got, man. We got.
I get it.
Nuclear reactor on the moon. About it. We got the nuclear reactor on the moon.
The most out of nowhere fucking thing you've ever heard in your life. That's up there with Bush being like, "We're going to Mars." Like, at a fucking
at this point, man, what were those people, those aliens from Earthbound called? The viruses. Nah, yeah. The Starmen. I wouldn't even be mad if the Starmen come down. Just let them come down.
They ain't coming down here. Starmen are going to show up. They're going to turn that fucking ship around. It's like, nah, fuck this place. Close the door. Fuck this place. Close the door. We're out of here. I just came for this. I just came for this. And they like fucking heft up a Nintendo Switch 1. We just came for this. This looks interesting. Close the fucking door. Let's get out of here. Fuck this place. Like, we wonder why the Starmen don't show up and say hello. Look at us.
Yeah, it's looking rough, man. I've seen where Moore's Law is talking about like the PlayStation 6, the next Xbox, and talking about the documents that like some AMD employees sent to him, and talking about like the APU and
Man,
RDNA 5, just all all the nerdy tech talk behind it. And he said that it's going to be cheaper than a PlayStation 5 Pro, and I just don't believe that. I don't believe you can make a console in 2027 and it costs less than a PlayStation 5 Pro, yet it's, like you said, 3 times more powerful than it. And it's on par with a 5080. I don't believe that.
You'd have to really take a gander at that chip shit. That doesn't sound right, man.
Yeah, then they're saying it's supposed to target like the maximum ray tracing. Like I don't fucking believe that. That sounds insane.
But imagine if Sony could actually make a PS6 with a handheld included with it, and they came out and dropped it at $500, like some people are trying to speculate. Imagine if they actually did do that.
Ain't no fucking way.
That would be wild.
It would be incredible.
Because you remember when the PS2 set the world on fire? Remember when they came up and said $200?
Oh yeah, no, that literally, yeah, the shot that literally killed the fucking cast, yeah.
Yeah.
Now what I do think and what I wish in my own little world, it's getting late at night, so you're gonna see me say some bizarre stuff that'll never happen, but I wish it did.
That's cool. That's what we're here for.
In my own world, if I was to run Nintendo, right, I would have made the switch to a digital only device that's portable, undockable, and that it's an accessory to the main console that uses Blu-rays and that it utilizes NVIDIA's real technology. I'm not talking about the mobile chipsets that they have to strip down from automotive and AI robot parts. I'm talking about a full-blown comparative console. Like, let's say they took the time and effort and screw the price. Let's say it's $600 and they give you a comparable system that's roughly on par with like a 3080. For $600, I'll take it.
So here's
with the identity crisis that's going on with PlayStation and Xbox right now, and in my own little world, I think it would be perfect for them to do that. You grasp all those third-party devs. You listen to what people have been complaining about, wanting an achievement system, wanting better internet infrastructure when it comes to the online. Just answer all those woes. You got it. You'll run the industry, but that'll never happen. That's my own little fictional world that I wish would happen.
That is, you might be onto something a little bit. So it would lose me, but I'm not the prime demographic anymore. I'm not the prime customer anymore. My best friend V has a very interesting theory. We argue and we go back and forth all the time. I'm kind of a what should be guy, and she is more of a what is. And one of the things she has is something called will capture theory. And so my whole thing is I'm a proponent of things like the Switch, the Wii, the expanded audience, disruptive innovation, blue ocean strategy. Essentially, I'm a proponent of expanding the audience to get as many people into gaming as possible. And V's like, yeah, I'm not saying you're wrong with it, but what I'm saying is the reason why no companies are doing that anymore is because if you look at the geopolitical and macroeconomic situation in the world, the mass market and the expanded audience doesn't have any fucking money anymore. The rich people have all the money now. And so she has a theory called will capture theory. And what that is that they've run the numbers, they've looked at the amount of money that your average working stiff has, and they've said, you know what? Instead of going after and expanding that audience to get as many of them as possible, why don't we leverage, maximize, do gotcha, do gambling mechanics, increase the prices and go after the whales that can't afford it and don't give a shit and will plunk down $600 to $800 to $900 on their gaming hobby. We'll just double focus on those guys, and that will actually do better for us in the long run because nobody else has any money anymore. And so that's whale capture theory. So if she is correct, and she might be at this point, the statistics on wealth inequality are getting pretty fucking ugly. You might actually be onto something there, and I might be dead fucking wrong.
Oh yeah.
The age in that case, the age of the expanded audience is over if she's right.
Yeah, and I mean, I can see that theory, and I mean, realistically, they wouldn't make a system that's comparable to like a 3080 or a 4080 or anything of that. I mean, I would love to see that, but I really do think that their well capture is PC, and some people are really finicky on Hip Hop Gamer, but he's been on a roll recently. And last year, he said that Nintendo was looking into bringing games to PC. That was his rumor that he got from an unnamed source. I mean, people can take it at face value, but I can honestly see Nintendo releasing older titles like Breath of the Wild on PC. I can see them releasing like a bunch of single player games or even multiplayer games, and they have like their own little dedicated service like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe on PC, and you can only play with PC people. Like I can literally see them doing that just to cash in on an extra couple million sales.
I'm not saying it's a bad idea.
Revenue, but
is an old, very stubborn company, man, and they kind of view the industry as the software creates value for the hardware. Their whole thing is integrated software and hardware. That's the only reason.
If it's old games, then what's the deal?
Well, they're not yet. Well, and that's what I'm saying. Like, it's not like they're fucking doing anything with their older games anyway. They're just putting them on a fucking NSO store. They're not going to sell them to us anymore. And I think part of it is that they just don't really understand the full value. It's either that they don't understand the value of that software, or kind of my conspiracy brain going, they do completely understand the value of that older software like Mario Brothers 3. And so they hoard it jealously because, like, I asked, I said, can we get a fucking physical copy of Super Mario All-Stars on the Switch? Nope. They will never sell you that game again. Nope. They're going to lock that behind an NSO account. Now, maybe that comes to PC, maybe it doesn't, but you're never getting any copy. They're never selling that to us again, ever.
Yeah, I don't think they'll ever do that. Honestly, if they did like this whole PC thing to capture the whales, I think they would get their like high multi-million-dollar selling games like a Mario Kart 8 or the Zelda games or the Mario games. Like I don't see them putting like an Astral Chains or a 3D collection or a limited game that they put out for release, like Fire Emblem 1.
Yeah, they would want to do it with their literal decades evergreen games. So Mario Brothers, Mario 3, like you said, maybe a Breath of the Wild, Link to the Past. The games that just keep fucking like, and I get it. Nintendo locks up in, so I wouldn't want to compete with those fucking games, even if I was Nintendo with Nintendo's new games. When they put out the NES Minis, the thing sold out so fucking fast that the performance of those systems was literally starting to embarrass some of the new offerings. And that's part of why those went away and became a limited edition thing. Like, people have a fucking hunger for those old games. And that's why I wish they would sell it to us, but that NES Mini might have been the last time that you ever saw some of those games for sale in a form you can actually own. It's going to be.
I'm actually baffled that they never continued though. Like they didn't do it in 64 Mini, which I mean, granted, N64 emulation is a little janky, so I can see why.
Be a little harder, but there,
a Game Boy Mini would be crazy, man. You make a Game Boy Mini with
Game Boy Mini would be
the Pokemon games on there, the classic Mario titles, all the classic Nintendo first party titles.
Yeah,
man, screw it.
Dude,
be greedy. Sell it for $150.
Tetris.
People will go out there and buy it.
Yeah, fucking Mario Land 2, 6 golden coins is still one of the OP Mario games. Zelda 2, Zelda Link's Awakening. Fucking hell, you even get into some of the more obscure titles like the Castlevania title on there, the Contra title on there are very good. Some of the Mega Man games are dope as fuck. Tetris, you gotta have fucking Tetris on there. Fortress of Fear, God, there's so much there's a lot they could do with a Game Boy Mini. Nintendo, what are you doing?
Speaking of Mega Man, I was a little salty when they added the Mega Man Game Boy titles to the NSO, and they just didn't they never added them to the Mega Man Legacy Collection. Those are Robot Master games. You would think they would be a part of the Legacy Collection that is the Robot Master games, but they left them out. And I mean, at this point, we're going to get Mega Man and Bass on GBA NSO at some point.
Oh, for sure.
Because it seems like they don't. It seems like they don't care about updating the Legacy Collection to add those titles.
Right. Yeah.
Hey guys. I'm about to let you go. It's time for me to go take a nap with the wife. I've been going for 2.5 hours.
Oh, you're good, homie. Hey, thanks for coming on again, and thanks for helping to smash that beef, man. It's mad respect.
Oh, you're welcome. You guys have a good night, and I can't wait until you get Harmon on. Really cannot wait.
I'm going to be working on that light speed, man. Take care.
Oh, there, you too, man. You too. Also, I forgot your name is. What's your name?
TM06.
TM06. All right. All right, man. You have a good night too.
Yes, sir. Be easy.
All right, you too.
All right. Let's see here. We got. Let's see. I mean, handheld. You got to go either full digital or cartridge. You can't use discs. Sony tried that with PSP and didn't work. Yeah, I mean, there's some evidence of that, but I just don't know enough about the Sony systems to really render a verdict on that. Elemental Hero, the Shadow Link Dragon, awesome name as always. The issues that I see and heard from the Switch 2 were the LCD, the price, and the battery life. And he continues the issues that I've seen from the LCD. My understanding is there was some hubbub about the screen, but that might have been overplayed. Battery life is legit just because there's just much more strong games to drain that battery life faster. Price is going to be subjective, right? So some people it's going to be a big deal, other people not a deal at all. And then you said TM, you said the problem with the Switch 2 with the battery tech is that devs shoot for the highest performance possible. So that's what you were alluding to earlier, that if they didn't fucking do that, they could get that battery life to stretch a little bit more of a bug.
Yeah.
There's a reason tinkering exists on PC handhelds for efficiency. Phil says third parties don't optimize their games except CD Projekt Red. Yeah, see, Phil's an old man like me, and so we're going to have a good, when we have more time, because it is getting late, we will have to have you on TM06, maybe me, you, and Phil, and you can kind of educate us a little bit about some of these, the way because you're saying third parties actually do optimize their games. And I would like to hear more about that because I'm always open to hearing another argument on that. It just seems to be like every game that comes out, you've got 100 gigabytes here, and like Call of Duty is like 160 fucking gigabytes here. It's like there's no way, there's no goddamn way. The one that really took the cake for me and made me just go full old man ramble is like it was the Metal Gear Solid collection. When you've got 2 fucking MSX games taking up like 300 megabytes. It's like, are you fucking with me right now? Nah, that is just spaghetti code that you've wrapped that game in to get that game to fucking function. You did no optimization whatsoever. And so maybe are we cherry picking? Is that what's going on? Or is that just a bad example because Konami's fucking terrible? Or
I think it's a mixture of both. Mixture of both. I think with a lot of games, like the main thing when it comes to optimization, like the biggest issue is Unreal Engine 5. Like you have a lot of UE5 games that just have problems, and that's an engine issue itself.
Right.
Not really dependent on the developer. I mean, Epic is trying to fix it. They're trying to, update UE5 consistently to try and make the engine more efficient and run games better. But it's the woes of Unreal.
Yeah. Elemental says the issues that I've seen from the LCD, which we got on that. Bravely Default and even recent Octopath Traveler 0, that is Square Enix fault. Heck, you can't even upgrade from Switch 1 version to Switch 2 version. Yeah, that's some fucking bullshit, Minato. Yeah, I saw that shit that they're pulling. Filling up collections, it's definitely not the size of the games because there are some Switch 2 releases that are key cards, and the game is like a gig. Also explained Bravely Default, a 3DS game that could spit on a small cart. It's simple, Phil. There's only one card available. It's a 64 gigabyte cart that we know of, and nobody's paying for that. That's my understanding of the situation. That's conventional wisdom. We don't have evidence of that, but that seems to be what everybody's pointing to, right? Let's see here. Then why did Sony move to cartridge with the Vita then? UMD weren't good, LOL. That's beyond my wheelhouse. I take my PC handhelds with me. Rushdog says, to be fair, Square Enix, they do have an upgrade path from Switch 1 to Switch 2 for Final Fantasy Tactics. That said, Square Enix currently has 0 Switch 2 true physical games, and that sucks. Rush says, it's a weird situation where the Switch 1 physical is superior to the Switch 2 game key card for a lot of titles. Final Fantasy Tactics, Octopath 0, Dragon Ball Sparkling 0, etc. Lester Keys in. Welcome in, Lester Keys. If the Switch 2 didn't have cartridges, they would have no physical backwards compatibility. That is also a good point. But again, I think what TM06 was meaning when he talked about that was he's talking about, that will capture theory again. So again, he's not necessarily talking to people that bought a Switch 1 like Soccer Mom Stacy. He's looking for those whales that buy all kinds of stuff, and they're not going to give a shit. They'll just rebuy it if they have to. Monado Mario says at Flipping the Switch, the house saw was responding to desire. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Understood. Elemental says the issues I see from the Switch 2 are the battery issues, which we already did. It seems Nintendo didn't learn their lessons. I'm Desire says I've worked in the industry and they are raising money because they want money, but I take my ROG with me to work. Yeah. Monado says I don't use greed to describe companies. I only use greed to describe an individual. Well, using greed to describe a company is irrelevant because if they're a shareholder model, they're legally obligated to be greedy. That's the whole point of a shareholder model. They have a legal responsibility to make money for their shareholders. Now, there are other models of capitalism like worker cooperatives that don't do that, but Nintendo is not a worker cooperative. To my knowledge, there are very few AAA game companies or publishers that are worker cooperatives. And if there are, that's awesome. Darkstar777, his channel got nuked. Well, I hate that. I hate to hear anybody's channel gets nuked. There's many like Jez hating Nintendo but defends Xbox, though. So, yeah, every company has defenders and flip-floppers. Monado says channel got hacked by someone who is salty. Shake my head. Yeah, I know it's a shame. Yeah, that's stupid. Harmon has done a lot. I can go for a long time. I covered him a lot. I am super excited to maybe get that guy on. That is a bucket list. Let's see. I mean, I said he's the low-hanging fruit when it comes to Nintendo fanboys, LOL. He is like this in college. Harmon was like this in college in the private Discord and a crybaby in public. So you guys are saying this is real. Like he's an actual real. I got to talk to him. I got to confirm that for myself. Because
this a Nintendo guy?
Yeah, Harmon Smith is a long-term Nintendo guy. He talks about Nintendo, and he is. So what I will tell people is everybody. The term fanboy gets thrown around a lot. You have not seen a fanboy until you see Harmon Smith. Harmon Smith says incredible things like Mario Kart sold more. The Mario Kart 8 sold more than Grand Theft Auto 5. He just says things that are just not true.
No. Is this levels? All right, because I'm not really in tune with like the YouTuber side of like fanboys. Is this like Twitter levels of like Nintendo fanboyism, or is this like exceeding that?
This is the highest you can possibly get. Like just says things that are just in another way.
This is like E3 2015 was good type of Nintendo fanboy.
Yeah, this is a guy who would defend like Amiibo Festival and Federation Force. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Amiibo. You just don't understand the brilliance of Amiibo Festival.
Okay. So yeah. So he would most likely possibly say that Nintendo's 2015 E3 was excellent. So
yeah, that's okay. Yeah, I mean, he's not going to say it's bad. That's for sure.
Okay.
Let's see.
So he probably told me Mario Tennis Ultra Smash is a good game.
Probably, yeah. Probably, and you're just mixed. You just don't get it. You just don't get it. There's some brilliance there that you're not uncovering, and this is why this is Harmon Smith is a fucking op. I don't believe it. I don't believe he's real. I think he's a character. I think he's a.
Oh yeah, you think he's a rage baiter?
Well, not even. I mean, I don't even think it's anything like. I think the guy just plays the most incredible fanboy of all time, and I'm very eager to see my theory either dashed on the rocks or fulfilled. And so I'm very excited to talk to him. I'm gonna be nice, like in Harmon. If you watch any of my stuff, I promise I'll be nice. I'm nice to everybody. I just want to talk. And again, I am a fan, legitimately a fan. Like, that guy has given me countless hours of entertainment. Don't care, and I don't think he will. If you want to get into JRPG, you got to try your Persona or Xenoblade. Those are both really good. They're both really good. Oh my goodness, Zoo, LOL. I don't know who Harmon even is, LOL. You need to fix that, Phil. You need to fix that immediately. Xenoblade for life. I highly recommend JRPGs like Xenoblade, Trails, Fire Emblem, and Persona. They're all good. Getting into Trails can be a bit annoying, but Sky First Remake is coming. I recommend that also. I recommend trying these games out, Angry Vigilante Show. And God, he's gone. I will shoot that recommendation, Minato, to him. I am playing Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition now. And Nimbus says excellent stuff. Rush Dog says, I believe Donkey Kong Country sold very well in Japan. It did, but the numbers get cut in half like every week. And so what I'm saying is, like, a system seller will typically, like, it took Breath of the Wild forever to come off that top 10 list. It took Tears of the Kingdom several weeks, and it was a huge drop-off. We're seeing that in record time, at least from what I'm seeing with DKC. Like, it'll be in the tens or 20,000s by next week, I'm guessing. Unless it starts to maintain, and then maybe we'll revisit, right? Flipping the Switch, no way you got Harmon Smith joining your next stream, LOL. We're going to try. It won't be the next one. Phil's the next one. That'll be tomorrow night, but I'm going to try. Another reason why Switch 1 and Switch 2 sold really good in Japan is because Switch 1 and Switch 2 are the best JRPG machines right now. Let's see. Fun fact, some regions like Switch 1 is one of the best RPG machines ever made. It's great. PS2 and it's the DVD player and it's Switch 1. Yeah. Some regions, like in my country, the MK World Switch 2 bundle includes physical games rather than digital. There are no bottlenecks, you said. Now, Tim, what were you referring to when you said there's no bottlenecks? Because there are absolutely bottlenecks. But maybe just I want to pin down what we're talking about there.
Yeah, I was referring to the Switch 2.
Oh, okay.
Like,
Switch
again, they could, they could, tamper down
you're
the
talking about,
performance.
they could do performance tweaks and things of that. Yeah. So the battery tech bottleneck could be fixed, not on the battery tech end necessarily, because there is genuinely a bottleneck there on the tech end. But you're saying the developers could work and tweak it to where it's not taking as much. Yeah.
Yeah. You have a lot of games on Twitch that are like trying to target 4K DLSS and 1440p and 1080p, and it's just it doesn't need it because Nintendo fans really don't care about that. So if you could, tweak it a little bit less, maybe we can do something. But one thing I did notice, and I haven't seen anybody talk about it, but the Adventure of Elliot demo has like PC-like settings. So if you go into the settings of that demo on Switch 2, it has like this menu, and it has like graphical settings that you can't change, but they're there. And I'm just wondering, like, this is what you typically find on a PC game, or is this going to be in like the final build of the game? Like, what is this? Like, why is this here? Like, I've never seen a video game with like that much depth when it comes to controlling the quality of the game on a console. Like, I think I have a picture on my phone.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. Let's see. Desire says Reforge is a guy I catch in tons of lies and he bashes his own audience. He says he's going to punch people and just talks at his posterior. Oh, so he's a real internet tough guy. I mean, a lot of vids on that. Yeah, real internet tough guy. You got to love those people. Let's see here. Manala Mario says, also, did both you guys hear about the recent Mutahar controversy? Apparently, he's been faking himself for being an engineer for a decade. That shows not every notable YouTubers are 100% honest. So, yeah, I heard about that. Again, never really watched Mutahar much, but, it is what it is. Like, yeah, it's the same guy who said he don't buy a Switch 2 and then bought a Switch 2 the next day, right? or the day of. That guy? Yeah, I'm not surprised. Desire, even Mutahar been caught lying about being an engineer too. Hell, Reforged Gaming has earned the moniker of Gaming Karen. Oh, damn. Mutahar could be a self-taught engineer, but I don't know. I haven't paid attention to that. Yeah, I just don't watch the guy either. There's many videos talking Mutahar now. Mutahar exposed. Life will change, said. So wait, this is TM6 on, Mike? Let's go. Yeah, we got TM6 in the chat right now, man. At Life Will Change, yeah, crazy what karma given just a few years ago. Mutahar was on full moral police on Completionist and Boogie. But not defending those guys because they're bad too. Like the new Dragon Ball game runs only at 30 frames per second on Switch 2. What? Is that true? Damn.
Oh yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's weird. Even the new Ninja Gaiden game that runs at 30 FPS for no effing reason at all.
Right. That seems. Yeah, those are games that should easily be 60. Monado Mario says EA, and then he says Bandai. And the Monado Mario says Game Freak is not a bad company. They're just incompetent with Pokemon for now. Yeah, didn't Game Freak just show off a game that's on another system that looks fucking incredible?
Yeah, they're making it like a full blown like it's. I don't want to say it isn't $1 million budget game, but it seems like it. You know, it's like one of those multi-million-dollar AAA games.
Right. Let's see. Pokemon is dead. Digimon is where it's at. No, I disagree. I say Shin Megami Tensei is where it's at. Play Shin Megami Tensei 5, everybody. Actually, play 3 if you can find it, but if you can't, play 5. Vengeance in particular.
I could agree with that. If it was like
It's so good.
2016 again. If it was 2016, I could totally agree. But I don't know what Atlas is doing, man. They hate SMC fans. Like they hate us with a passion.
They're too busy milking the Persona 5 cow.
Yes.
The milk's gone bad, guys. It's gone bad. Like it's time to put that shit away.
Look at Metaphor, man. That's built on the engine from the PS3, and they sold it for $70. Hey, they're hustling, folks. It's a great game, but they're hustling, folks.
Yeah, now they got like a gotcha fucking version of it where the main bad guy is like a guy that shoves people in the subway, just like shoves them over in the subway, and it's like that's your fucking main villain. Like what the fuck? Like, that's a real downgrade from Kamoshida, man. Let's see here. Scarlet and Violet had so many issues that Nintendo had to apologize and mention to fix the games, and they never did on Switch. Then people waited for the patches and basically made us wait. Let's see. Let's be frank. A lot of that complaint about Pokemon on the internet never actually liked Pokemon to begin with. True. That is true. But to be fair, the complainers had a point with Scarlet Violet. Beelzemon is peak Digimon. Rush Dog said, appreciate the offer. It's a bit late. Next time. Totally get that, Rush. Phil One Up Collect says, my conspiracy is that all the PS5 games could actually run on PS4, but they just wanted to release another system. We're starting to see games now that can't. That legitimately can't, it seems like. Finally. But it took a long time. Phil One Up Collects, that's not really a conspiracy. You're probably right. Might cut out, bro. Yeah, now we're in the sound. We're in the sound era. And then now there's sound. Yeah, the internet bandits got Zoo. And then the sound is fine. We can hear you okay. Let's see. We are past the 2-hour mark. This is officially not a short episode, yeah? Let's see. Open world is a gimmick, exactly like I called it. It's a way to try and sell it to you like how Final Fantasy 15 sold you on first open world Final Fantasy, and it was a sandbox in one chapter. Sleazy salesman lies, Phil said. Let's see. The problem I have seen for Mario Kart World is not having the 3-lap courses for both online and offline, which they fixed, I think. Not being able to customize the carts like 8 Deluxe did, and other issues that are being discovered. Yeah. Gauntlet. That's it, Rush. You're thinking of Gauntlet. Yeah, Dwarf needs food. Mario Kart World's competition is the previous Mario Kart game. Good luck outselling and being better than Mario Kart 8. Tall order, for sure. The new Sonic, but 97% attach rate's a pretty good start. The new Sonic racing game looks better and more fun than Mario Kart World. TM, what do you think of that statement? The fact that we have to think about it's kind of sad, honestly. Because we should be able to just dismiss that. We should be like, Phil, no. And we can't.
I mean, I think the Sonic game has potential.
Yeah, we'll see what it does. For sure.
One thing that puts me off, just like what Mario Kart World put me off, are the characters. Like when I started seeing just like random like NPC characters, like a cow, a fish, a dead fish, this is like completely off-putting to me.
I never understood the cow on Mario Kart, homie. What is this fucking obsession with the cow? And Party Man was supposed to explain it to me in OJ's stream and never did. Like, I don't get the fucking cow. Like, I want to play Nintendo's iconic character, fucking cow from Moo Moo Battles.
Right. Like, I've always said, like, this could be like an actual character. It could have been like Funky Kong or Diddy. Like, you have all these characters that you could have put in there, but I just
I'm with.
I can't question it. It's Nintendo. I know their reasoning. And then you have the Sonic game, and the characters put me off when they started showing the DLC characters. I seen Joker. I was like, cool. Joker's cool. I'm used to seeing Joker now. I remember when the Monkey Ball game came out, and they had Kiryu and the Monkey Ball spinning around. I thought that was cool. And then they started showing me like SpongeBob, and I think they showed Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and that's not me. Like SpongeBob is completely out of place, and you might hate me for this. I think Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is a thing of the old people's time. That's for the people that are in Gen X and like older millennial.
Well, here's the thing. I'm going to shock you here because I actually recently. So I was a Ninja Turtles guy. I had a 3-year. At my 3rd birthday, they had me a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle cake. I went back. I was so fucking excited, TM, to go back and watch the old late 80s, early 90s Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I was fucking pumped. That was going to be my fucking goddamn weekend. Like, literally had my girl with me. It's like, hey, we're going to sit down.
Yeah.
You've never seen this. Wait till you see the fucking thunder and lightning this show's going to bring. Cowabunga, dude. And the show fucking sucks.
See, like that's my thing. Like, and no offense to people that do like Ninja Turtles, but I couldn't get into the show. Like, I've tried to look at like all the series. I couldn't do it. Like, I grew up with like Courage the Cowardly Dog and Billy and Mandy and Edda and Eddie. So if they randomly threw in Courage in that Sonic game, I would go head over heels and buy that game instantly.
Well, here's the thing. Like, I still love the Ninja Turtles. I love what I got out of the Ninja Turtles. I love the Ninja Turtles beat 'em up games. I even love the new games. That old TV show, you can't, guys that are old like me, no. Go watch it. I encourage you to not go off your nostalgia with your current old man eyes. Go back and watch that show. And if you can't do that objectively, get your girlfriend, sit her down with you, and watch that show. She will tell you about yourself.
I tried watching the old Sonic show, and I was like, yeah, I can't do this.
Hey, hold on.
Like, I like Sonic X. Like, Sonic X is my shit.
Which old Sonic show? Are we talking about Sonic the Hedgehog, Sad AM?
Yeah, I'm talking about the original Sonic the Hedgehog and Underground. I just can't get into them.
Underground,
the Sonic X, I love it.
There's two OG Sonic shows. Okay, there's Sonic Sad AM, which fucking rules and still holds up, and then there's the Sonic the Hedgehog, where Robotnik is this wacky crybaby with his 2 robots, the chicken and the grounder, that put on mustaches and try to trick Sonic, and it is a schizophrenic fucking nightmare of a show. So the question becomes, which of those 2 are we talking about? We're talking Sad AM. Like, I'll fight for Sad AM. I can't.
Both. I can't do it. I can't watch. Like, it's not like the shows itself. It's something about shows that are made like before the late 90s. Like I can't do it.
Animation, it's not good. It doesn't click with you. Okay. Oh.
No. It's not the animation. It's the comedy. Like I can't do it. But I mean, I blame it because I'm Gen Z and I was raised on like these newer shows like Adventure Time and Regular Show and Billy and Mandy. And I still say if you've never watched The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy,
I haven't.
that show is so fucking funny.
Okay.
Like it oh my god, it's so good. It is so good. 20 years later, it is so
I do
good.
like Courage the Cowardly Dog. Like I did watch some of that, and I'm like, this is like a legit fucking horror television show. Kid show. This is like some old bullshit. This is like Samurai Jack. This is genuine art here, man.
Yeah, see, Courage predicted the future because I know this is like such a tangent, but Courage was predicting the future because every time he would like have a monster or just some big bad pop up on him, he would go to the computer and ask the computer, and the computer would spit out to him like it was AI. He was like, "Oh man, what should I do? Muriel got bit by a werehog."
It's
and
so
the computer would spit back to him.
It did kind of. You're right. Oh, dude, I'm gonna have to go watch some Courage now. Let's see here. Bowser was not scary in Mario Brothers 3. You are on something tonight. He literally kills himself. Okay, the boss fight. Okay, I'm not talking about the Bowser boss fight. I'm talking about Bowser's projection of power in Mushroom World. Bowser invades not just the Mushroom Kingdom. So in Mario Brothers 1, he was a sorcerer who turned the toads into fucking blocks. Blocks that you break and murder those toads when you break those blocks. That's in the manual. That's horrifying. Bowser was absolutely scary in 1. In number 3, he full on invades Mushroom World. He's got an air force. He's got an army. He's got a tank brigade. He's got a navy. He's got a fucking air force. The World 8 is literally hell. It's like a dark fucking fiery abyss. Bowser is exceptionally intimidating and scary in that game. And now, until the moment he fucking crushes through those blocks and goes, ooh. But aside from that, I'm talking about his projection of power is menacing and scary throughout that entire game. Airships were fucking menacing. That World 8 is, to this day, the best World 8 Mario has ever put out. No, totally disagree. You were isolated to one moment at the very end of that last boss fight, which is silly. I'll grant you, but you got to look at everything else, man. Let's see here. Phil One Up collects. It doesn't have to outsell Mario Kart 8, but Mario Kart World might sell as good as Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Phil says, I'm not saying it has to, but it's kind of embarrassing if it doesn't when it's an old game for the Wii U. No, not Nintendo, but Sega Sonic Magic Trading Card games. K. Rupert says, man, it's 1 a.m. in Georgia, and I just got blue balled by this chick. Damn. And when I left and got back in my car, I see Flipping the Switch as a live stream going. Just what I need to complete my night. Well, I hope the night gets better. I can't make up for, no chick, but we can sure as fuck try here. Phil One Up Collect says, she did that because you didn't use the Konami code on her, bro. Yeah, it doesn't sound like a good idea, TMO6. No offense, LOL. The problem with game consoles is that they ain't been a game console since PS3 360. That's when things started to change and they kept pretending to be PCs and they ain't. So, yeah, I get what you're saying there to an extent, Phil. So the whole point of consoles is, again, it's that Nintendo Fun Club newsletter. It's the best of both worlds. It's kind of a amalgamation, a dialectic between PC and arcades. So it's the tactile feel of the arcade combined with the more open nature that an arcade machine can't do because of time constraints and quarter munching. So on a console, you can have the big expansive worlds of PC while also having the integrated hardware and software and the tactile feel of a console. So that's kind of the whole thing with a console. But yeah, as consoles got more and more advanced, they became kind of these dumbed down PCs hooked up to televisions, I think is what you're getting at. And I agree with that to an extent. But a lot of that has to do with the growth of PC gaming. I'll always love console games, but I've also always had a foot in PC as well. As long as I can remember, I've kind of had a foot in both of those. Let's see. Phil says, I just want a device that does one thing, plays physical video games, not all this other crap that doesn't matter. They overcomplicate the ease of console gaming and the expense compared to PCs. Yeah. If consoles became like PCs, why buy them? Just get a PC. The only thing, because it's kind of a closed environment, but the only thing I can argue with that with, the reason people buy consoles instead of PCs, a lot of people don't want to fuck with the with all of the tweaking that you have to do to get PC games optimized. But I will tell you that as Steam and other storefronts make that easier, you're starting to see PC cannibalize like PlayStation, Xbox, all that. Because a lot of these storefronts are making it easy to say, hey, here's the specs, here's what you need. A lot of Steam games come with pre-configurations. They're really going out of their way to make it as easy as possible for people to jump into PC. Phil One Up Collect says, Nintendo, sorry. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, I hate to interrupt. I was going to hop off.
Oh, you're getting off? Yeah, it's getting late. I'm going to finish up. But
Yeah.
Tim, thanks for
It's
being
like 2 a.m. over here.
Yeah, thanks for being a bro coming on. We'll have to do a solo one.
Anytime.
Take care now.
Yes, sir.
All righty. So last man standing, chat. Let's bring this fucking home, this epic stream. Let's see. Nintendo, sorry, Game Boy Mini, but you can buy the Game Boy Lego. Are you excited yet? There's people that like Legos. Not going to lie, the Game Boy Lego actually looks kind of dope. I was just going to say that. Brooks says the tariffs are really killing people's wallets, so they cannot buy games and consoles. Brooke Barnes, welcome, man. Long time no see. Glad you're feeling better. Hope you're feeling better. Good to see you. And you're right. It absolutely is. Manalo Mario says Hartman Smith whines and complains about how big games like Elden Ring and Street Fighter 6 aren't on Switch 1. And oh boy, Nintendo listened, apparently. They're on there now. It does look cool, Minato. Hi, Brooke. Long time no see. Pray you're doing well, Phil says. Brooke Barnes says, yes, doing well. Thank you. Phil One Up Collect says, I agree as a Shin Megami Tensei fan. I'm still waiting for my digital Devil Saga 1 and 2 HD collection on consoles. We get that Raidu game, so fingers crossed, there's hope. And then Minato says, stop, TMO6. Cow is the best character in Mario Kart World. Well, explain it to me then, because I don't get this either, man. Phil says, how dare you say that about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? You're about to catch these hands. Phil, go watch the show again. Go watch it. I'm talking about not the badass 2012 Ninja Turtles. That still holds up. But the old 1990 Ninja Turtles. Just try it. That is my challenge to you. Be honest, if you had to choose Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or the cow in your kart racer, who would you be choosing? There's only one right answer. Well, the Ninja Turtles. They're cooler characters. Same with Sonic movie. Not sure why Sonic X, they had to add human characters. Shake my head. It's the 90s first Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles that really set Turtles on the map. That movie is fucking phenomenal, Phil. Yes. Cartoon hasn't aged well, but that movie is peak. Yes. Look at these guys having a conversation. Cute, for real. Disparity, welcome in, man. Welcome in. But how's it going, everyone? It's going great. We've had a great night. Batman, the animated series, absolutely, Rush Dog, is a cartoon that holds up. One of my favorite cartoon shows of all time. Batman, the animated series, is fabulous. And with that said, we have run our course. I hope everybody has a good night. This has been one for the ages. It definitely wasn't one of the shorter ones, thanks to some guest shots that popped in. Said I missed out, but I'll need to listen back and catch up. Disparity, yeah, it's gonna be left up for everybody for sure, and we're gonna have to get you on for one too, man. But I hope everybody's had a good night. I'm gonna go ahead and get off of here. I've got work in the fucking morning somehow, but I'll manage. Love y'all. Definitely be doing this tomorrow night with Phil One Up Collects, and yeah, we're back in a big way on Liquored Up Live. Take your last shot, last call at the bar, and then we will get out of here. But I love y'all. Have a great night and get the fuck out of here. Love you. See you later, Brooke. Disparity, I'll reach out.